San Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime years.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
What's up, San Diego, and a happy Wednesday to everybody out there in America's finest city. I'm Braden Surprenant. This is the Braden Surprenant Show, live and local each and every day from 10 to 2 on San Diego's number one sports station, 97.3 The Fan. We have a packed show today as we get you ready for the Thanksgiving holiday, and we want to give thanks to all of you guys for making our show such a fun and memorable show this year so far. And we're going to do the same thing again at the end of the year, but we're very thankful for all of you guys out there supporting us each and every day. I want to give a shout-out to Rod, who I got to talk to a little bit last night at the Open Division Championship game. Rod came out in full support, went to the pregame tailgate at Novo, hung out with a lot of the Dons fans over there. He comes up pregame. He's wearing the Braden Surprenant Show shirt. Take a selfie with Rod. He went and found Frank up in the press box, took a selfie with him. And a big thanks to Rod last night for coming out to the game. That was very nice of Rod to do that. So highly appreciate Rod in the YouTube chat. I think all of you guys know him. He was the biggest fan last year. That's some level. That's some serious biggest fan level right there by Rod. It was fun. It was great to see everybody out there at the game last night. And again, thankful for a lot of different things as we enter today's show. But vocal cords are a little fried this morning. I got to get some more coffee down my gullet, some more water down my gullet. A lot of yelling last night, a lot of screaming, a lot of excitement, but a fun day for the Cathedral Catholic Dons. We're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to talk about the Aztec basketball game today. Coming up at 10:35, Mark Ziegler will join us. He just texted me back, Frank, so we will give him a call at 10:35 to give us the update on the Players Era Festival and everything that he is seeing out there in Las Vegas and what they saw at the Aztecs last night. It's a huge win for San Diego State. We got a big game on Saturday for San Diego FC. We have a huge game for San Diego State on Friday at New Mexico. I mean, a lot of different things going on for San Diego right now, plus, of course, all of the rumors and everything going on throughout Major League Baseball. So we got a lot to unpack today when it comes to sports in San Diego. That's why we wanted to be on today. We're the last live show of the day. Bennett Woods had a great show this morning. That's going to re-air right after us from 2 to 6. So you're still going to have local content throughout the afternoon as you get ready for Turkey Day tomorrow. So should be a fun time again for the next couple of hours. We look forward to it. But last night, what a game. I just one of the best high school football games I've been a part of, which I've said now 3 times this year with some of the games that we have been a part of. And it was a packed house last night, Frank. I mean, this is the first time you and I were both at the same football game.
Yes.
But I mean, I'd give the breakdown, but from your perspective, I want to know the full report from Frank Marchese on the Open Division Championship last night.
So watching the game, I watched the first half from the press box. Third quarter, I was in the press box as well, and then I went down to the field.
Good luck charm for Frank there. He joined the sideline in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, Don started scoring some points.
It was looking desperate there, and I came down to be kind of like it could have gone better, but we'll
get him next year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, that kind of thing. And I noticed that the sideline was it wasn't quite desperate, but there wasn't a lot of life in the Don sidelines. And then to see the comeback start, because you guys had a couple touchdowns taken back because of penalties. You had
3 touchdowns in the first half taken away by penalties. All legit penalties, though. I mean,
Yeah,
legal man
exactly.
downfield.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
one...
you could go back and look at it like on tape, and you could go ticky-tack like he was still engaged with somebody at 4 yards, but it's still he was downfield. And then the other one was the aiding the runner, which I never ever I never see that get called ever. But in high school, you cannot aid a runner. And that, sure enough, he was aiding the runner.
Yeah.
That flag came out quick, though. That was the only head scratcher there, but it was still a good call. And then the other one was a holding, and Brady ran all over the place, ended up for a touchdown, but everybody knew it was going to come back for a hold. So, 3 touchdowns off the board in the first half, as Frank was saying.
You can't push the tush in high school.
Yeah.
Only in the pros, and only if it's Jalen Hurts.
That's right.
And your quarterback, again, I haven't seen you guys play at all. He looked like he had just an off night.
That was a very off night for Brady Palmer. Very off night, but you know what? I tell you what, the kid made big plays when he needed to.
Yeah. No, he scrambled, used his legs, got a couple of miraculous gains. There was one where he should have been sacked like 3 or 4 times and threw it for a first down. You guys got the first touchdown. I'm standing on the sideline, got the first touchdown, and I kind of like, okay, I am not leaving this.
Yeah, you can't leave now.
This 3 square foot area that I'm in, that I've been walking around since I got here. Then it was the second touchdown was unbelievable. It was 4th and 8 from your own 27, something like that.
Yeah, 4th and 9 on our side. Yeah, own 20 something.
And 74-yard touchdown pass. Unbelievable. Catch and run, a long run.
Isaac Cook,
yeah,
in my opinion, is the best receiver in San Diego. Like flat out the best receiver in San Diego. And he is a junior, and he doesn't have a lot of offers, and I don't understand why nobody can cover him. He's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable kid. He catches a post route that I thought Brady might have overthrown him a little bit.
It looked like it was.
It wasn't an impossible catch, but it was a very difficult catch. And I have seen Isaac make crazier catches, absolutely crazier catches. But then then the breakaway speed for a touchdown, when you're down, because that was like 5 minutes left, 6 minutes left in the game.
The game was over.
You have to score fast. If we don't get the 4th down, we probably lose 23-6. But instead, not only did we get the 4th down conversion, but Isaac rips off a touchdown, and you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, scoring quick and converting the 4th down. Now all of a sudden, it's 16-13 because they kicked the extra point.
Got a defensive stop, which was huge. They did move the ball a little bit, but you got the defensive stop relatively quickly. They shot themselves in the foot a couple times there. They had just ripped off a big play, and we were talking about it when we got in here. Delay of game immediately followed up by a missed sack, by a mishandled snap, set them back 15 yards, got it from there, and then we're able to move the ball down the field quick with 1 timeout. Didn't even use it until right at the very end. Got the touchdown. It's just unbelievable. Being there at the game was impressive enough to see that comeback. But to be on your guys' sidelines and just feel the momentum shift as every second went on was truly something special.
Yeah, it was like a slow build. I thought the crowd last night was fun for both sides. I mean, that was a full attended crowd.
Yeah,
and they started turning people. They had to start getting. There's Frank and I after the game.
Yeah, there it is.
They had to. Here's the problem though with the I don't know if it's CIF or Southwestern College, and this needs to be fixed. But they only had 1 ticket scanner on both sides.
Oh,
and that's it. And there's people that were waiting. I heard there's people that are waiting for an hour to get in the game. In fact, some people didn't even get allowed into the game because they said we're full. It's like, well, how do you sell more tickets then you have space available? Are those people going to get their money back? Probably not. They had to move Cathedral people over to the Carlsbad side. I mean, it took forever for people to get in the building, and they had 1 ticket scanner on both in both, on one on each side, to get all these people, to get about 8,500 to 9,000 people into a championship game.
Yeah, that place was packed. There's roughly 20 rows of seats on the visiting side, which is where you are, and probably another 10, probably 30 on the home side, and it was packed.
I mean,
standing room only.
It's a great facility, and was glad to be there, but you're charging $18 to $20 a ticket, and then that's not even a guarantee to get into the building. I mean, there was a lot of people that drove down almost an hour through traffic to go to this game, and you couldn't even get them in after they paid for a ticket. That to me is a foul on whoever's responsible for that. That's a massive foul, and that needs to be fixed. This is high school football. That needs to be fixed. And you know what? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing on that part. And I know they're trying to do their best, but that's embarrassing. And then I guess this weekend it's $20 to park at Southwestern College.
Yes.
So they're not allowed to charge more than $3 for parking on school days. But since it's not a school day, they're charging $20 to park this weekend. That is also a foul. It is. It's a foul.
As April in the chat saying right now, the game clock was also
that was
on several occasions.
Oh my God! Their scoreboard there was broken or something, and they had the auxiliary board like you would see at a car dealership.
They haven't,
but they're running it off a computer program.
They're still renovating Southwestern's football stadium. Like they're still doing work to it. Like a lot of those buildings that you saw down on the H Street side, not the side with the school, obviously, the other side, that is all new. That hasn't been there for a long time. That was trailers not all that long ago. So they're still in the process of finishing that stadium up, and that's just the temporary scoreboard that they have there now.
Is that what they told you?
I went there. I know what it used to look like.
Because that scoreboard was working last year. I don't know why they had to use the temporary scoreboard this year, but they could not. I mean, there was a lot of delays with the clock. They were trying their best with the clock and everything, but the people that paid to go to the game last night that were unable to go to the game because they just stopped bringing people in, to me is a joke. Yeah. And I don't know what the details of that were. This is what I was told, but this is information that I hope gets passed along to CIF and Southwestern College. Like, we need to be better on this stuff. You do. You're charging people $20 to go watch high school kids play football. They should be allowed to go to the game, or like limit the tickets or whatever you got to do. But there's a lot of people that paid the $20 and didn't even get in.
Yeah.
And that's information that needs to be passed along. But anyway, I thought that was a great game. In terms of Carlsbad, I thought Carlsbad played their tails off last night.
Yes, they did.
I thought they had a perfect game plan throughout the entire game. I thought, for 3 quarters, they played a perfect game. I thought they did everything they needed. They made the opportunities they needed on defense. They got the turnovers they needed. They controlled the clock when they needed to. They got the touchdowns when they needed to. I thought Eli McNeil had a hell of a day at quarterback for the Carlsbad Lancers. I thought their tight end number 9, Rocky, I thought he was a stud last night. The running game was good. I thought overall they did a phenomenal job. And that's a tough loss to be up 16-0. And then, and then it just kind of unravels there in the last quarter. But Carlsbad's a great football program. Thad McNeil's done a great job with his alma mater. He's done a great job with the community up there in Carlsbad. And he gets kids to go play at that school.
Yeah.
I know he does the Friday Night Lights thing up there for the youth. And then he has his kids help out with that program. I mean, Thad McNeil is a big staple of the Carlsbad community. And I think he does a great job with that program.
Yeah.
I think he does a great job with that program.
It was a tough walk back because you were on the field the whole night. Naturally, I meant more post game. I went up after the trophy ceremony, kind of go back, try to finish off whatever I had left to do for the show today, and just kind of give you the space with the team and that. I had to walk past the Carlsbad bench to get back up to the press box, that was a tough walk. To go from the elation and celebration on your side and having that emotion with you to celebrating this big win, this unbelievable comeback, and then to walk past the other side. And I'm seeing heads down, players consoling each other. Heard multiple players crying. I mean, that was a that was a hard walk back. Very, very difficult to have to snap back like that. And I felt so bad for those kids who were 25 seconds away from winning that game.
I know.
And 2 seconds later, it was gone.
Yeah, that's what high school football is right there. I mean, that's it changes on a dime. You got kids playing for their football lives. I mean, there's a lot of seniors who are never going to play football again. I've been there. And eventually it's going to come to an end, and there's only a couple of teams that get to finish the season with a smile on their face, especially with the state playoffs now. I mean, not all of our teams in San Diego. There's only going to be 6 teams in San Diego that are going to win a CIF championship, and not all 6 of those teams are going to end the season on a happy note.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go 0-6 in the state playoffs, but that was a heck of a game last night. Heck of a game last night. Really, really enjoyed every moment of it. I mean, there were a lot of ups and downs. The one thing I would say is our kids at no point really thought they were going to lose, though. As much as the energy was kind of down on the sideline. It didn't feel that way. At halftime, we'd been there before. We were down 14-0 in the CIF championship game at Torrey Pines a couple of years ago. Came back and won that one. We were down 14 points to Lincoln this year. Came back and won that one. We were down to Mission Hills at halftime. Came back to win that one. There was we have a lot of young kids on the sideline, Frank, that got pulled up. There's 25 of them that have never been there before. Those kids were kind of bumming. Yeah, there was a lot of silence on that sideline, at least from what I could see. I was around the 25-yard line on the wrong side of the field for the fourth quarter. So I got a great view of the back of everyone's head for all 3 of those touchdowns. But I didn't. There was a lot of standing around just watching, at least from what it looked like for me. You would have hoped to have seen somebody in there trying to like smack some heads together. It may have happened. I didn't see it from where I was, but it definitely felt like, yeah, this is it. So with the win, Cathedral will play the winner of most likely Los Alamitos and San Clemente, who play on Saturday as they start to represent state. We got a lot of high school games coming up this weekend at Southwestern College that are going to try to punch their ticket to a state playoff game. Last night, though, wasn't just exciting for the high school football world. Aztecs basketball got their swagger back a little bit. We'll talk about it when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Summer Sports Station 97 through the Fan. Well, Hootie tells you about a girl he loves. I want to tell you that all guests of 97 to the Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with the crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Well, we had a lot of fun games last night, Frank.
Yeah, we did.
One of them being the Dons, the other one being the Aztecs. San Diego State Aztecs basketball had a great night last night against Oregon. What a bounce back it was for them, and a much needed bounce back for San Diego State. We were able to follow along last night as we were at the CIF championship game, but a 17-point win over the Oregon Ducks. That was the second loss for Oregon on the season. They lost to Auburn in their other game. But overall, Frank, a good performance for San Diego State. They shot a lot better from the field. They did a lot. They started to really come into what we were expecting them to do this season.
Yeah, you kind of expected a change in what happened. I mean, you couldn't really get much worse than what happened on Monday night. But to see recent Dixon Waters get 22 points, solid night shooting from the field, 9 for 13, and then also to see BJ Davis 6 for 7 from the field, 21 points off the bench, 21 points in 21 minutes off the bench. That was a huge contribution for San Diego State last night. And as Sushi Sam in the chat saying, 20 fast break points as well, look completely different.
They needed that win bad. They needed that. They could not go into the Players Era Festival and leave empty-handed. They needed to get a win, especially the way that they lost by 40 points to Michigan. Michigan is very good. Michigan's playing Gonzaga in the first place game coming up later tonight at 6:30. San Diego State and Baylor will play at 7:30 on True TV in the next game. But last night, as looking at the box score, we're going to get the full update from Mark Ziegler here and not too long of time. But Reese Dixon Waters with the 22 points is great. BJ Davis, 21 points off the bench, as mentioned before, shot 67% for the field. I mean, you shoot anything north of 50% for the field, you're winning a lot of basketball games. So they shot 67%. It's a lot better. BJ Davis was 6 for 7 for his 21 points. He was 3 for 4 from the three-point line. I mean, they almost shot 50% from the three-point line last night, which was all great. 90% from the free throw line. And then they out-rebounded Oregon 34-26. I mean, it was a complete flip of the game that they had against Michigan.
Yeah, it's just goes to show how quickly a team like that can flush a game like that. And while Oregon in basketball isn't the world beater that it is in college football, it's still a very solid win in a high-profile tournament like this. And now you have a chance to go at it against Baylor tonight to try to show that, okay, Monday was the fluke, not last night. We can compete here at this level. We can still make a case for ourselves to make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, Michigan beat Auburn last night by 30 points.
Yeah.
Auburn's the 21st best team in the country. You know what? Maybe TCU is not bad, okay? Maybe TCU and Wake Forest should be right behind, okay?
You misspelled SDSU
That's
with
right.
TCU.
Oh,
there.
yeah,
Maybe,
that's right.
Maybe
Well,
San
that's
Diego
by
State.
4.
Maybe San Diego State isn't that bad, and Michigan just is that good.
Since we're hanging banners for all these losses, might as well. Auburn's to be like, only lost by 30. TCU, we lost by 4. Everybody's hanging banners on losses to Michigan. I just think they got them early, and Michigan's starting to hit their stride right now. But not a bad performance out of the Aztecs last night. Now they get a Baylor team. Baylor's good. Baylor's been a solid basketball program the last handful of years. I mean, they are a team that has won the NCAA tournament. They were national champions not too long ago. They beat Creighton in this tournament. They lost to St. John's, in this tournament by 15. And these tournament games are crazy. So we'll see what you got on at 7:30 tonight. But if you're San Diego State, now you don't have to sit through the entire Thanksgiving weekend and wait to play. You go 1-1. If they could beat Baylor, who plays in a very, very good Big 12 conference, things are going to start trending upward, I think, more for the Aztecs. And then it's a showdown against another Big 12 team in December against Arizona. I mean, that's the next one on the list for San Diego State to try to get their resume going.
Yeah, as far as big games, the next game after this will be on December 3rd against Utah Valley, who are 4-2 in their own right, leading the WAC.
You got a conference game on December 17th.
Yes. So it's starting to get down to crunch time now. There have been a lot of good games. We've ragged on these tournaments the last couple of days, but there have been a lot of good games. USC beat Seton Hall, I think 82-81 or 82-80, something like that last night. So these have been really good, really close games. And Iowa State right now with 9 minutes to go in the first half, tied with Syracuse 16 all. Nope, off the rim.
Yeah, I think the tournaments are great for TV. That's what we keep talking about.
Yeah.
These like gigantic ones. That's why I like a lot of this is why schools like playing in the Rady's Children's Invitational, the MTE. You get 2 games, you get to see a tournament environment. It's very quick and easy. You get to play in a more intimate setting at the Jenny Craig Pavilion. It should be a fun one coming up tomorrow. A couple of games tomorrow and a couple of games on Friday. We're going to talk about that as well with Mark Ziegler. But when we come back, Mark Ziegler is going to join us on the Braden Surprenant Show to talk about what he has seen in Vegas. Get his take on some of these preseason tournaments as we continue on the Braden Surprenant Show. San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. This hour 97 to the fans brought to you by Mission Fed. From first accounts to big life moments, Mission Fed can help. Saving shouldn't be stressful. Mission Fed makes it easier with great rates on savings certificates and ultra money market accounts. Grow your money the smart way. Check the latest rates and open an account at missionfed.com. Membership and account criteria apply. Now, got to get to some more Aztec basketball, and none better than Mark Ziegler to join us on the Braden Surprenant Show. Mark Ziegler's been covering this team for a long time now, and anytime I need any type of information on Aztecs basketball, I just read Mark Ziegler in the Union Tribune. I usually get very educated very quickly on the ins and outs of this Aztecs basketball program, who has seen a lot of ups in their spots. And this season, I've had a couple of downs, but went back on track last night. Out in Las Vegas right now, covering the team is Mark, who joins us on the Braden Surprenant Show. Mark, what's going on? How's your Wednesday going?
It's kind of nice. Got a full day before we have to go back to the arena, so trying to enjoy the sunshine out here and maybe go see some other basketball games.
What is the environment like out there in this, bigger version of the Players Era Festival? Because last year it was a little bit smaller of a group. It sounds like they might expand. I mean, from your perspective, what do you like? What do you dislike about this particular tournament that you've now gotten to experience the last couple of years?
Well, I got to say the fan, at least in the Michelob Ultra arena, which is at Mandalay Bay, the other arena they're using is MGM Grand, down the street at the Grand Garden Arena next to MGM Grand Hotel. It's a better atmosphere than it was last year. There are more fans there. I like the arena set up a little bit better at Mandalay Bay. It's a little bit more intimate. This is where the Aces play, the WNBA team. And the fan, it just seems a little bit more filled and a little bit more interest. So obviously that's growing. I like that it's all in Vegas. You got all these teams here. The format is going to take some getting used to. For those who have been around AAU basketball, they're used to this. You just play a bunch of games, then you use a whole bunch of crazy tiebreakers to determine who plays whom in the next round. But that's going to take some getting used to for fans who are accustomed to the typical tournament format, where you win in advance and lose, you go into a consolation bracket. So that part I'm not sold on yet. And also the 3 games in 3 days, I think it really gives you a skewed view of teams when they're tired. They don't have to do that in the NCAA tournament. They don't do that during the regular season. And so that's kind of a thing that I don't think is in the best interest of the players in terms of their physical welfare. And also teams kind of seem to have hangovers when they play 3 in 3 days going forward to the following couple of weeks afterwards.
We're talking about Mark Ziegler, who covers the Aztecs for the San Diego Union Tribune. The last question I'm going to ask about, these MTEs and everything like that before we talk about the Aztecs specifically. In coaches that you talk to, are they more inclined? And now this has a money value with NIL. It's hard to turn that down if you're any type of program, especially like San Diego State. But when talking to the Aztec coaches and maybe other coaches out there that you have been able to speak to, What kind of tournament do they like the most? I mean, we got, I know a lot of people like the Radies Invitational here in town with a couple of games, then you're out. I know the Maui Invitational has always been a prestigious tournament, but it seems like we're in this preseason conversation of like, what is the best tournament for us to get our best work? What have you heard from coaches?
Well, coaches want good games. They want neutral floors, and they want a place that's convenient. So for San Diego State, this is perfect. It's great games. It's a neutral floor, and it's in Vegas. They know the city well. It's a short flight. They can get in and out. And so for them, it's perfect. The thing about Maui was it had this mythical quality to it. And, you got to go to the islands, and you do it every 4 years, and it's really super prestigious. But there's no money in it. And so the fourth component to that now, besides, neutral court, good games, all that is money, and Maui doesn't have it, and the Players Era Festival does. And so I think a lot of coaches, whether they like 3 games in 3 days, or for the East Coast coaches have to fly across country to Vegas, money sort of supersedes all that.
We're talking with Mark Ziegler, who is out there in Vegas covering the San Diego State Aztecs. Let's talk about the last couple of games. I mean, 2 drastically different teams with San Diego State, and we haven't talked to you yet since the season started. But, with the Troy loss and then the Michigan blowout loss, I think things were looking very bleak for Aztec fans watching. I know you mentioned it a little bit in your articles, but what was the reason for obviously a lot of problems in those particular games, but also what are some of the things that you saw that maybe show that's not really the Aztecs team that we saw in those 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, I think people thought this team would start a little bit quicker because they had so many returning players. I think they rank in the top 10 nationally in minutes continuity from last season. And it's rare in this era of the NIL and transfer portal to see a team that has 8 players back like they do. And they figured it's just their systems are kind of complex, and it's a different sort of culture, and that people would sort of be baked into that already, and they'd be great out of the blocks, and they haven't been. And I think that's been a surprise to everybody, including the coaching staff. Brian Dutch keeps saying this team is going to be really good. I know it is. It's talented, but what I don't know is it going to be good right away, and he means that. And he said I would have liked to be better early, but maybe it surprised him a little bit that they weren't, but they're not. And so they've had issues just sort of finding a rotation. And even though they have 8 guys back, there's some different roles for players. A guy like BJ Davis went from a starter last year to coming off the bench. That's a new role. And Reese Waters, didn't play at all, so now he's got to integrate into this team. Magoon Guav played and wasn't a big scorer. Then he was a big part of the team. Then he got hurt, and now he's back. And so how does he fit into all this? And then you add some transfers, and then you have a couple freshmen who are pretty good. So I think they're still figuring things out, figuring out their rotation. And I think every game they play, they get a little bit closer to that. And you saw it against Oregon last night, at least with the offense. It flowed better, and guys made shots, and everybody sort of felt good. And so they're moving in the right direction, but through the wins and the losses, but it's still going to take a little while.
Their defense is, been giving up a lot more points than we're used to seeing. Now, obviously, you got an overtime, you got a couple overtimes mixed in there. You got a Michigan team that's got a $12 million, payroll basically with their NIL, and then Oregon's a good team too. What if you've watched a lot of Aztec basketball? What has been the most noticeable thing for you to see with the defense? Is it just they haven't gelled together yet? Some new faces, or what's been the biggest takeaway for you watching them play defense?
It's been weird, and it's a really good question. It's hard to answer because, I go to their practices, and they look pretty good in practice. I mean, they're doing all the things they're supposed to do. And I give you an example. They played against Troy, and Troy played a 5-out offense. And part of their offense is they set a ball screen, and if you switch it like San Diego State likes to, they roll the guard into the post with a bigger guy. So to counteract that, San Diego State always has had that guard front the post, get in front of them. And then you pressure the big man out on the perimeter, make it a hard entry pass, and that's a hard lob pass, and you have backside help. It's a really, really hard pass. Sometimes it looks good, but it's a really low percentage play. And so that's what they do. They get in front, and they kind of root get in a good stance and front the post and kind of dare you to make that pass. Well, there were 3 or 4 times against Troy, they never fronted the post. And the coaches are sitting there going, you do it all the time in practice. We've done it for years. What's going on? And so there's been some game slippage. That's sort of the coach speak for when things don't go the way they have it in practice that I don't really understand. And I think that has been part of the problem on defense. The schemes are all the same. They have the length. They have the rim protection. They have the athleticism. But there's just some disconnect in games, I think. And the other thing I think, too, is it's sort of a mental thing. We're not very good on offense, and Aztec teams have struggled on offense in recent years. The tendency is like, okay, we got to stop them because we can't score more than 65 points a game. When you're good on offense, mentally, I think you take plays off sometimes on defense, even if you don't want to. In the back of your mind, you know, well, okay, we just give up a 3, we'll go down and get a 3. And you see teams like Alabama and Gonzaga play this way. They're not bad defensive teams, but they just don't have that same commitment because they know they can just go down and score. So I think with the offensive efficiency increasing on this team, at least theoretically, and then in last night as we saw in the game, I don't think they're quite mentally as 100% locked in defensively, and that's just something that they're going to have to grind into the players over the course of the season.
One of the last questions I want to ask you, Mark, is about LZ Harrington, the freshman that was highly touted and highly recruited to go to San Diego State. He's off to a pretty good start. I mean, obviously they haven't thrown him in the starting lineup yet and letting him get his feet wet. He's got another 12 points last night against Oregon. What have you seen out of LZ Harrington, and do you think his playing time might increase as they continue to try to figure out the rotations?
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's going to be the one sort of lineup rotation thing they're going to have to deal with and come to grips with. I think it's becoming really apparent he's probably deserves to start. But he's a freshman, and you've got a veteran team. And Brian Dutcher talked about this after the Michigan game when we asked him, and he just sort of said, look, yeah, he's, you know, we give guys playing time, and if they play well, they earn more. But you also have to take into consideration we have veterans. They put in a lot of sweat equity. There's got to be a certain loyalty to those guys too. And so I don't think it's going to be like a snap decision, like all of a sudden, okay, LZ, you're starting. I think it's going to be, you know, it's easier to bring a freshman off the bench. They don't have those expectations to start. But for the betterment of the team, I just think he gives them more. He's a more natural point guard. You know, and Taj DeGorville, I mean, the guy won the spot fair and square in preseason camp. I was at those practices. He was really good. He was tremendous. He was their best player in their 2 scrimmages, inter-squad scrimmages. And he played reasonably well in the exhibitions. He just off to a really, really slow start. And he's starting to get exposed a little bit. Teams are getting up into him. They know that he doesn't have the quick first step to get by them. He's a different kind of point guard. He's kind of a bigger, you know, see over the floor type guy, almost like a point forward. And I think LZ is more of a traditional point guard, even in that bigger body. And so I think eventually they're going to have to make that switch. But it's just, you know, Brian Dutcher is the master at keeping the chemistry going on the team. And so it'll be interesting to see when and how he does it.
I do want to ask a follow-up on that. I mean, from your perspective of just covering this team for a long time and knowing Steve Fisher into Brian Dutcher, I mean, how long do they give leash-wise for some guys that are off to, as you mentioned, I mean, there's going to be players that get off to rough starts or might have rough patches during the season. How long do you think they will ride with that? How much leeway can you give, you know, a college kid in this day and age of college athletics?
Well, one thing that's unique about Brian Dutcher and before him Steve Fisher is that they're all about building confidence in players. And they don't, you know, guys a couple bad games, they just don't write them off and chuck them aside. They really try to build their confidence. And so they're really reluctant to make lineup changes. I mean, if you look through the history, unless there's been injuries, they almost never change their starting lineup. Now, Brian Dutcher said before the season that it may be different this year because they have so much talent, maybe more situational. But that's why I say it. I don't think it's going to be an overnight thing. Because you don't want to, if you just yank Taj right now and he's not playing very well, maybe you'll just lose him mentally for the rest of the season. You're going to need him. You know, he might take an injury. You never know, foul trouble. He does offer some things that the guys don't with his size and strength. So I think it's going to be a slower process. You know, I could be wrong. Maybe, you know, I don't think it'll happen today, but, you know, maybe next week with the Utah Valley, all of a sudden they'll be starting. But I think it's going to be a slower type thing because he's going to try to keep the confidence up. And another guy we haven't talked about is Sean Newman Jr., who they brought in to be pretty much the starting point guard. He struggled too. Now he had kind of a banged up ankle that didn't allow him to really explode off of ball screens in the preseason, and he's just sort of getting back in shape. And I think they feel like he's playing afraid right now, and maybe the idea is to give him more extended minutes just to let him play a little freer and see what he can do. So that's kind of the way Brian Dutcher approaches it. So I don't think you're going to see guys just relegated to the bench and we'll never see him again. I think he'll still try to keep them going.
Great insight as always. Enjoy the game tonight. Covering Baylor and San Diego State should be a good one. Baylor coming out of the Big 12, very good conference in college basketball. And safe travels back to San Diego, Mark.
All right, I appreciate it. Talk to you guys.
Mark Ziegler covers San Diego State basketball with San Diego Union Tribune. Has an AP vote in the top 25 for men's basketball poll as well. Always a wealth of knowledge talking to Mark about Aztec basketball. And that was, he's preaching to the choir on the coach speak of the game situation stuff. I don't know how many times as a high school football coach we work on stuff and then it does not get applied in the game. I mean, it is just like slamming my head against the wall sometimes. Like, even last night, there was one play where we gave up a touchdown, and our guy did something that we have never told him to do ever. What are you doing? Oh, I was doing this. When have we ever told you to do that? We've never worked on that. We've never talked. Why aren't you doing this like you're supposed to be doing? It happens all the time.
Kids do be being kids sometimes,
They do it in practice, like every day. They do it all. It's like, and then all of a sudden, game happens, and everything we worked on goes out the door.
Kids do be.
Oh my God! It seems to be more and more prevalent. Anyway, I enjoy talking to Mark Ziegler about Aztec basketball.
I enjoy hearing you guys talk about it.
Yeah, learned a lot, didn't you?
Yeah.
I think he's right on a lot of the stuff. I think a lot of fans are upset with Taj de Goreville because of the slow start. But, I mean, again, you're right. There's something to – you're going to need him eventually.
Yeah.
And Mark is 100% right on the mental aspect. I mean, we deal with that at the high school level. They deal with the college level. It's a very much a prevalent thing in athletics now where if you pull him now and he's not playing well, you might lose him for the season.
Yeah, you can't just, especially 6 games into your season, 5 games into your season, you've had a couple of long layoffs as well between games. You can't just pull a kid that early. You have to give him a genuine shot. And
I still think with it's the same situation with like Jackson Merrill batting lower in the order in his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Let him do that with not a lot of expectations. Let him get comfortable. Let him play at the big league level. You could do the same thing with LZ Harrington. He's going to want to push for more. Sometimes you got to protect these kids from themselves. And I agree with it. He's got to slowly get at it. But you're getting 33 points off the bench from Harrington and Davis.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
And like Go Aztecs in the chat said, Harrington's committing a lot of turnovers. I mean, he needs to get his feet wet. It's Division I college basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different animal. That goes back to that stat I saw the other day I sent to you. 20% of parents think their kids are going to be D1 athletes. It's beyond insane.
Mm-hmm.
10% of parents think their kids are going pro or to the Olympics. You just don't know what you don't know. That level is different.
Yep.
That level is different. And when you get a high school kid from last year, like the kid was playing against high school teams last year, probably dominating, and now he's going against teams like Michigan and Oregon, and he's going to play Arizona in a couple of weeks, right? Like this is
it's jarring.
It's different.
It's jarring to go from the best player on a good team to being the worst player on a great team. That's a jarring thing, especially for someone who's probably is so used to being the best player on their team his entire life. That is a huge adjustment, a huge mental adjustment that you have to make. It's not easy. You need to they need to they got to keep playing Taj de Goreville and see what he goes. But Sam, that's a delusional stat. It was. I sent it in the to Frank the other day. I saw it.
it was like, I got to go find it, the exact thing. It was shocking. It wasn't that shocking to me because
you live it every day.
I live it every day. I mean, the parents think their kids are amazing, which is fine. That's fine.
Which is good. I mean,
it is good. And I like the parents at cathedral and everything like that. I don't think 20% of our parents think that, but a new study came out claiming that 20% of parents think their child will be a Division I athlete, while 10% of parents think their child will be a professional athlete and or be in the Olympics. To put that context of numbers, that means a graduating class of 500 athletes, 100 will be D1 athletes, while 50 will be in the pros. That is not even remotely close to happening.
Close.
No, it's not. I have the real stats if you want to see those. Maybe we'll talk about that when we come back. Get into more baseball talk in the next hour. 1 hour in the books, 3 to go for the holiday weekend. us on 97 to the Fan. Join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with the crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We got multiple guests on today. Rick Wright will join us this hour to give us a different Aztec preview. This will be Aztec football against New Mexico. UNM's pretty good. Pretty solid team. They're right there in third place. They're trying to battle their way into a Mountain West championship spot against maybe San Diego State. So they really could use a win against the Aztecs. That game's going to be on Friday. We're going to get the full preview of that at 11:35. We will have Skylar in studio with us at 12:35. We're going to have Luca De La Torre on the show at, what'd you say, 1:30?
1:30 is the anticipated time. It might be a little bit earlier, but yes, 1:30 is the time stated.
So we got a packed show today. We're going to talk college football. We're going to talk the NFL and some Padres news. Do you want to get to your phone call? 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Let's get out to Mo in San Diego. Mo, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, gentlemen? I hope you guys are ready for your Thanksgiving holiday. I know I am. I'm ready to get down on some turkey legs, that's for sure.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So, look, I have a D1 athlete daughter. She plays rugby at Lindenwood University in Missouri. They just lost the NCAA D1 rugby championship against Harvard. Tough game. And I couldn't agree with you more. What my experience was at the high school level was a lot of parents being disconnected with reality, not understanding how their son or their daughter, primarily their daughter, was really developing on the field. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, my daughter specifically was team captain, carried her team, did everything she needed to do on and off the field, put in the work, hit the gym at 5:30 in the morning. Listen, that's dedication I don't have. That was her drive. But this is what she wanted to do, right? She wanted to be a collegiate athlete. Once she got there, right, reality hits and, oh, wow, I'm no longer the best player on my team. But that's also a development cycle that needs to occur, right? So you have these women that have been playing rugby for many years, more so years than my daughter specifically, but then they're also, senior level students and athletes that, have been in the system for longer periods of time and more developed, and they obviously had way bigger of an edge than she did. And she's been battling and making sure she's trying to stay healthy. Of course, that's another thing. But yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I think there's a lot of disconnect between parents and what their child is actually going to be able to do on the long term. And I'm nobody to burst anybody's bubble, but I've seen it firsthand. I can tell you that it's one of those things where you almost start to try to encourage them to look at other options, right? To look at other opportunities for their children. So those are my 2 cents, man.
Yeah, and then I appreciate it, Mo. I mean, it's a very small percentage. I mean, I looked at it's funny every time they said that, and this is what got the conversation going at the end of the last segment was parents right now, 20%, and in a recent study, 20% of parents think their kids are going to be a D1 athlete. 10% of parents think their kid's going pro. It's not even close to being that kind of number. And every time that those studies come out, it's funny. Somebody posts the NCAA research that they have of the exact percentage. Like, just from a football perspective, and like, I'm sure this changes year by year, but the last time that they conducted the study, there's about 1 million football players in high school throughout the country. About 1 million. 71,000 of them go on to play college football. That's 6.5%. Now, that's not all D1. That's D1, D2, and D3. Think about that for a second. Out of all the high school players that you watch play football, 6.5% of them play college football. 2.5% of those kids are playing Division I college football. We got about 70 kids on our team at Cathedral. Now, we have some good players, so we'll probably have more than this. But if you just do it based on statistics, at 2.5%, we got about 1.75 kids are going to go D1. We got you're going to have 2 kids on a 70 player team go to Division 1. 2. That's it. But I feel like right now with a lot of the travel ball for baseball and AAU for basketball and making these youth teams businesses and being like it's a business. The youth sports are a business now. It's in the best interest of said business to get you to play as much as possible. That's how they make money. And I think a lot of people that are part of these organizations that just use that as their main source of income, it is beneficial for them to convince a lot of parents that their kid is going to go D1 if they can do X, Y, Z with me. I see it with trainers. I see it with personal coaches. I see it with a lot of different stuff. And the biggest thing that I have with this is what parents need to understand, most of the kids that are going D1 are genetically better and physically bigger than all the other kids. And so most of the time, if you're a parent, you can look at you and your wife, or you can look at you and your husband, and if you're not very big, or you don't have the brothers and sisters that are huge, and you don't have the genetic, they ain't going to D1. They're not going to grow. They're not going to go to D1. I mean, they're looking at that stuff, and it's such a different animal now. It's even more of a different animal in college athletics and D1 college athletics than when I was a part of D1 athletics in 2017, 2014 to 2017. If you look at it now, we have kids that are coming back. I've gotten to see a lot of football alumni the last couple of days from Cathedral. And a lot of them are playing Division I football, which is great. And a lot of them are playing D1 football in the FCS. And what a lot of them have said, and what it's like they're saying, Coach, it's such a business now. It is such a job, even more than just managing classes and doing all that stuff. I mean, they have agents that are constantly looking throughout the season to find them a new landing spot to potentially make more money in the transfer portal. And they go out and they are sending tape out, and you're constantly recruiting college kids as well as high school kids. And the agents are out there trying to find landing spots to improve their kid's spot to get a contract, to then convince the kid, all right, we got you an offer. You're going to have to enter the portal now. This is what's going on. It's crazy. We had one of those kids talk at our team meal about what it means. I mean, how different it is. How enjoy this while you can, while you're playing in high school, because in high school you play for each other, and you play for the, for the common goal and something bigger than you. He's like, you get to college, he said, it is selfish. You are playing for yourself. You are individually trying to make yourself better and trying to individually get to a spot where you can benefit the most and make the most money. That is what most college athletes are doing. Now, some of these guys are able to come together and play for a common goal, but it's very difficult to see now. And again, we have created this. We have created this by convincing parents that their kid's going to go to D1 when only 6% even go to college. And there's different percentages for different sports. I just mentioned football. But you go through, and the highest percentage right now of high school athletes playing college athletics is lacrosse and ice hockey. 11.2% of high school kids make it to the NCAA in ice hockey, and 11.9% make it to college in lacrosse. Women's sports are different too. The highest percentage is ice hockey still and lacrosse, 23% and 12%. Their percentages are slightly higher, but not much. But everything else, those are the only ice hockey and lacrosse, the only two sports that have double-digit percentage chance of making it to college to play the sport. Not Division I. There is only 1%. There's two sports, one for the women and one for the men, where you have a more than a 5% chance of making it to D1 in your sport. It's ice hockey for both. That's it. You want your kid to go play? Your best chance of going D1 in athletics is playing ice hockey or playing lacrosse. It's not as popular of a sport. But it's crazy, Frank. You look at like the numbers, and it's really unbelievable.
Yeah, it's nice to see hockey getting represented like that. But other than that, I mean, there's so much competition, especially in football and in basketball. Baseball is just a hard sport to play, period. You either can or you can't. You can find that out fairly quickly. It's always going to be adult. We've said it many times on this show. It's always going to be adults ruining the fun for the kids, period. Because there's always going to be those adults that push their kids to play a game that they were able to play when they were younger and couldn't get far. So they want to live their life through their kid. It's always going to happen.
Yeah, and that's the activists in the chat. This is usually club sports in college too, ice hockey and the two universities, D1 universities I attended for academics and not sports, obviously, because I am not tall enough to play college athletics. The Ice Cats for Arizona, very popular club hockey team for the Arizona Wildcats, and then TCU had a club hockey team, but they were club teams. So it's kind of crazy. It's not a subject I thought I was going to get to today, but we got the good phone call from Mo. Mike Schultz got a new job. Everybody see that?
It's like Don Mattingly. You get tired of his family after a month.
So Mike Schultz got a brand new job. We'll talk to you about it. Yesterday, there was a rumor that he was going to be on an MLB Network show. Well, it's going to be involved with MLB, just not on the radio. We'll talk about Mike Schultz's new job when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show, Standing as One Sports Station, 97 through the Fan. Can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. From your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long, starting at just $30 for your first year. That's like $250 a month. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. All right, we got some news. Mike Shiltz got a new job. It was rumored yesterday that, at least in the YouTube chat, that he had signed on to be I didn't believe it at all, but like part of the MLB Network on a show. I mean, come on, dude. You heard Mike Shiltz interviews with Bennett Woods. He didn't he was not comfortable. Didn't really buy it. Now, there's a report out of Birdland.
Hey, Birdland.
That the Baltimore Orioles are bringing former Padres manager Mike Shiltz aboard in a minor league player development role. Source confirmed. Shiltz, who recently departed San Diego after 2 seasons with 90 wins or more, will be Baltimore's new minor league upper-level coordinator of instruction. Shiltz, who also managed the Cardinals from 2018 to 2021, opted to leave his role in San Diego following a second consecutive playoff exit. He told The Athletic last month that the decision to retire was his own, and in Shiltz's own words, he was worn down by the job. Quote, I don't want people to think I checked out or wasn't engaged or wasn't doing my job. No, that's not the case. I tell myself, and I have done it since day one of the job, regardless of the level, I'm going bell to bell. I'm going to give it everything I got because I owe it to the team and the players, so I did that. So he's got a new job. Now, I'm not overly shocked by this. I thought when Mike Shiltz retired, I thought for sure he would be back in baseball. I didn't think at age 57 he was going to be done with baseball. He would come back to something. I thought it might be a year, maybe 2 years, but I thought eventually he'd come back to baseball. Now, I think this would be more shocking news if he was a manager somewhere. Like if he signed on to be a manager somewhere else, it'd be like, okay, this is a major red flag. But I still believe that he was worn down by the job, and I still believe that he didn't want to do it anymore, and I still believe it was his own decision. All of that stuff. The only job, and Kevin Acee even puts this out in a tweet. Kevin Acee just tweeted this out. I'll get the exact tweet from Kevin. This is the kind of role Mike Shiltz said he was interested in after, quote, retiring as manager. It takes a lot to be a manager in Major League Baseball. He obviously didn't want to deal with that anymore, and maybe he was retiring from being a manager. Maybe he needed a break from just being a manager, not just working in baseball. He's got no kids. He's a single man. He's 57 years old. I mean, I don't know what else he would do. I very thought he was going to be sitting on a porch somewhere in North Carolina for the rest of his life. He was going to be part of something. But, like, what was he going to do? Step away from manager and then continue to work for the Padres in a different role? I mean, that doesn't make any sense either. Guy didn't want to manage anymore, so he stopped managing. Now, am I surprised it happened this quick? A little bit. I'm not overly shocked that he's back in baseball, though. Did anybody honestly think that Mike Shiltz was going to be done with baseball when he retired?
No.
I don't think anybody thought that. We could all be like, oh, okay, kind of makes sense. But at the same time, it was no. So he's got a new job now. But this is the type of job. I agree with Kevin Acee. This is the type of job that he would come out of retirement for. I just thought he would stick it out a little bit longer. I mean, it was like a month. When did he retire? October?
He retired like 2 weeks after the Padres were eliminated.
Which is mid-October.
Yeah.
He had been retired for a month. And he's already back. That's fascinating to me. I still think two things could be true at the same time. Right? Like, I still think, like, he wasn't forced. And people say, like, oh, he's forced out.
No, that has
stop.
to.
I
think the phrasing of retirement may have had something to do with the contract that he was under to be manager here. Maybe it was the easiest and cleanest way to leave. If that's what he really wanted, if he really didn't want to be a manager anymore, that might have been the case, and that's just pure speculation on my part.
We said it when he retired, though. That we said he wasn't retiring from baseball. He was retiring from being a manager. Maybe he didn't want to be a manager anymore.
Yeah,
which I get. That's a lot of stress and a lot of, and you know what? He's a guy that's like constantly, he said it in he wanted to please everybody. He wasn't going to please everybody. And we saw that big article about what it was like in St. Louis, and he's hard to work for and all this other stuff. I mean, that takes a toll on people for an entire 162 game season. The guy probably doesn't want to do that anymore. But you know what? He loves baseball and he loves developing players. I mean, everything that he said in that article about what he likes to do with baseball and giving it his all and getting the most out of his players, the way he acted last season, the way he's acted as the manager of the Padres of always defending his players and always looking out for his players. And now player development makes a lot of sense. It does. It does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I agree with Go Aztecs, though. So, like, I don't think it's that big of a red flag. I think it's a little bit of, it's interesting. I find the story to be interesting. You know, when there's smoke, there's fire sometimes. But I think this still comes back to Mike Shildt was done being a manager.
Yeah, I think if anything, it has more to do with Shildt than it does the Padre organization. This was his decision. We, as you mentioned before, we heard a lot about what it was like for him in St. Louis and what it was like around him in St. Louis. And then after he left here, what it was like around him here. He's a good manager. Didn't win less than 90 games in any of the seasons he managed, but 2 short stints as a manager because of his abrasive style and his abrasive personality. So I mean, you're right. It is the perfect role. He goes to Baltimore. They have a lot of young players that I'm sure will keep him busy. I don't see this being a Padre issue. I see this being a Shildt issue.
I think player development is probably perfect for him.
Yes.
He's from North Carolina. He'll be back in the East Coast. I mean, I'm sure they'll have him in some roles going up and down the East Coast of the minor leagues. I bet you he could probably do that job from home. I mean, there's a lot of, how many guys do you see in baseball that have like these jobs where they get to work?
Yeah, from home.
Like Nick Hundley's got that job with the Rangers.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still with the Rangers now because he was applying for jobs and everything like that, but he was playing. I mean, he was doing stuff for the Rangers here in San Diego.
Yeah, and
he's not like he's still around. I mean, you could kind of live I don't want to talk for Nick Hundley because I don't know what his day is like, but Nick Hundley didn't want to be a manager. Didn't want to manage in San Francisco because he wanted to be part of his kids' lives, right?
Yeah.
And so he's able to do that working from home for the Texas Rangers. I mean, not to say that that's like a retirement level. I'm sure he worked really hard, but maybe this is just enough baseball to give him an activity to do too.
Yeah, and there's a good amount of minor league teams in
the Orioles organization on the East Coast.
No, not even in the Orioles organization, but just in North Carolina. The Charlotte Knights, the minor league team for the White Sox, he can scout them out for Baltimore. Of course, the Durham Bulls, Durham, North Carolina for Tampa, scout them out, divisional rival. So there is certainly enough around that North Carolina area, North Carolina, Maryland, the Virginia area to keep him busy with Baltimore. The Norfolk Tides are Baltimore's minor league team, the AAA team. So there's a lot for him to do there. And as B. Wilson in the chat said, there's a lot of players in that organization that will have familiarity with him, whether for good or for bad, from the O'Hearn and Laureano trade to that he can get to work with right away, that he kind of knows how to deal with.
I think I agree with, and now here's our friend on Twitter, Giannis, too much importance.
Okay.
I agree with him. He thinks people are reading too much into this. What Shildt said still holds true. The stress level and overall investment of being a manager is pretty significantly different than being a minor league coordinator of instruction.
100%.
I couldn't even tell you, what does a minor league coordinator of instruction do? Coordinates instructing in the minor leagues?
Instructs the coordination of the minor leagues. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's right there in the title.
What is your every overall day-to-day? Minor league coordinator of instruction.
You're going to see Mike Shildt pop up on TikTok. come with me on my day as a coordinator of instruction in the minor
A
leagues.
day in life. Minor league. This is what AI had to say about a minor league coordinator instructor. Specialized staff who oversee player development in specific areas across an organization's minor leagues. Thanks. He could be a pitching coordinator, a hitting coordinator, an infield coordinator.
So it's almost like he coordinates the instruction of minor leaguers.
That's right.
There you go.
What does that mean?
Son of a gun.
This video explains the role of a minor league mental skills coordinator. Who's doing that?
It probably isn't Mike Schilt.
It's probably not Mike Schilt. Again, I think two things could be true. I don't think I think people want to read into this because of the negativity they like to have. He makes schedules. Yeah, that's what he does.
I'm sure
people.
He does. Oh, he yells at. I thought you said he does the AP poll. I'm like that's
no, he yells at people.
No, I saw the comment you were referring to. I would not be surprised at all if him retiring was just the cleanest split between him and the organization contractually. That would probably be my guess. Would be they used the retirement term for the contract. I'm sure it probably did catch the Padres off guard. It was a surprise to them, I'm sure. But instead of like a mutual separation or him just straight up saying I quit, I think him retiring was contractual lingo. Would be my guess.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he's got a new job now. We'll see how that works out. Now, I think here's the only time that it'd be like, questions arise if he takes a manager position in the next two years. I give him a 2-year window. If he takes a manager job in the next 2 years, like if he takes one next year, I'll be like, what's going on here?
That's a little, that would be
a little much.
Iffy.
But if that's not the case, then it fits the narrative. There's nothing. It fits exactly what they're talking about.
E. Wilson in the chat. Orioles minor leaguer is going to get really good at hat tipping.
Good for them. Good for Mike Schilt. I don't know. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. When we come back, we're going to get to Rick Wright is going to give us a preview of the Aztecs and the Lobos. It's a big game on Friday. If the Aztecs win, they host a Mountain West Championship game. We got other information on that as well, which I find interesting. We'll get to after that conversation. If they win and San Diego FC hosts, got a little bit of a stadium issue. We'll talk about that after we talk with Rick Wright to give us a preview of the game between the Aztecs and the Lobos on the Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego's number one sports station, 97 to the Fan. This hour 97 through the Fan is brought to you by Toyota of Poway. Voted San number one Toyota dealer by USA Today. It's the season to save at Toyota of Poway. The Black Friday sales event is on with brand new Toyotas in stock and ready to roll. Hurry to Toyota of Poway or ToyotaofPoway.com and drive home happy this holiday. We got big sporting events going on in town. We got San Diego FC on Saturday in the Western Conference Final. We have Aztec basketball against Baylor tonight. And coming up on Friday, we have the Aztecs and the Lobos of New Mexico. It's a very important game for San Diego State football. They, with the win, will host the Mountain West Championship game. It's a very important game for the New Mexico Lobos. They are in the conversation of potentially making it to the Mountain West Championship game themselves. They had a 5-2. They're 5-2 right now in conference, 8-3 on the season, have put together a really good year. It's all going down in Albuquerque coming up on Friday. To give us a preview of this game, the longtime writer for the Albuquerque Journal, Rick Wright, who is now retired, but still works a couple of days a week out there, who knows more about New Mexico football than almost anybody on the planet, now joins us on the Braden Surprenant Show. Rick, how's your Wednesday going? Hope you're getting ready for a fun and safe holiday weekend.
Yeah, going great. Weather here is beautiful, and it's supposed to be semi-beautiful, at least on Friday. So looking forward to that as well, very much so.
Obviously, a very big game on Friday between the Lobos and the Aztecs. As you know, you've covered the Lobos a long time. What have you seen out of them this season that has made them, so good throughout the year?
Well, it's been a shock, first of all. I don't think anyone, including Jason Eck, would have expected them to be 8-3 going into the season finale and having a chance to make it to the championship game. He's done an amazing job. He did an amazing job at Idaho as well, but he's topped himself. They're not a team with a discernible weakness. They're good on both sides of the ball. They've had some issues on turnovers in special teams as well as on offense. But here they are. They stubbed their toe at San Jose State, lost at Boise State, which was no surprise to anyone. Since then, they're just rolling. 5-0. They've played their worst football against the worst teams and escaped against Nevada and Colorado State, and they played super well against Utah State. They've just done what they had to do. They're not. I don't think they're great on either side of the ball. Their run defense is very strong. Maybe not as strong as San Diego State's, but it's close. And they just there is nothing. Maybe the coaches at San Diego State feel otherwise. There's nothing I would point to and say, well, this is a real weakness for this team. It's amazing what Eck has put together. Considering it's almost an entirely new roster from last year.
Well, that's kind of the situation that you're going to have a lot when it comes to college athletics is a brand new roster each and every year. At what point during the season, obviously they went to Michigan to start the year. That was a 34-17 loss. They looked pretty decent early on in that contest. And always a difficult game for a Mountain West school going to play a Power 4 school. But then they knocked off UCLA on a Friday night. That had to be really the telling sign that they were, and I know UCLA's not having that great of a year, but that would be a really telling sign that things were going in the right direction for the Lobos.
It did, but then after the San Jose State game, I expressed in print some doubt about how good this team was going to be, given that UCLA was just so demoralized at that point of their season and played horribly, to be kind. After that San Jose State game, when they got lit up by Egot, the Spartans quarterback, I just wondered, is that all there is, really? Is the UCLA game all we're going to see in terms of significant improvement? Boise State didn't prove anything either way, I didn't think. Nevada was a squeaker. They didn't play well, still won. Utah State was kind of the turning point for me, and that was just 2 games ago, if you don't count this one, and where they just demolished Utah State, coached by their former coach of 1 year, Bronco Mendenhall. So that was the turning point for me. They just really flexed some muscles in that Utah State game. I said, well, then came UNLV, beating a very good UNLV team on the road. again, they're real. They are for real.
Offensively, for the Lobos, as we talk with Rick Wright, who covers the Lobos for the Albuquerque Journal. Big game on Friday between San Diego State and New Mexico. Offensively, got to have a decent quarterback to be able to win a lot of games. Jack Lane did a good job this season. 2,271 yards in the air. He's got 12 passing touchdowns, 5 rushing touchdowns. What can you tell us about the quarterback for the Lobos?
Well, he had a tough act to follow in Devin Dampier, who was almost a one-man team last year, and now is at Utah. And I wrote early on in the season that Jack Lane he's no Devin Dampier, but he can get you where you need to go, and he's done that. He's not a great runner like Dampier is, but he's sneaky fast, and he's really a very good improvisational quarterback. Makes great decisions most of the time. Now, if the running game doesn't work, and that's going to be a question against a defense like San Diego State's, therein lies the question. If he has to throw like he did against Michigan and had a couple of picks, that could be a problem. But he's an accurate passer, probably more so on the deep ball than Dampier was. He's just really smart, and he doesn't lose his poise. Whatever happens, if there's a bad play, he's going to come right back and forget about it and just keep on keeping on. He's a very good, very smart player.
Last thing for you, Rick. One of the bigger aspects of this Aztecs team is their rushing game with Lucky Sutton, with Christian Washington, with Byron Cardwell. You mentioned the Lobos have a very good run defense. How do you see this being a match? How do you break down this matchup going into Friday's game?
Well, in his weekly news conference yesterday, it seemed like Eck was almost rubbing his hands in anticipation of this because he really loves that kind of game. He's from Wisconsin, grew up with the physical football. I think he's really looking forward to seeing his team compete against such a run-oriented offense. He sounded really confident, to be honest, that they can contain the big guy in the backfield and maybe have their way when they get the ball.
Yeah, we'll see what happens on Friday. Rick, we appreciate the preview. Enjoy the beautiful weather in Albuquerque, and look forward to talking to you again.
All right, you bet. Thanks, guys.
Rick Wright, who covers the New Mexico Lobos from the Albuquerque Journal, joining us on the Braden Surprenant Show as we got a big game on Friday. Now, here's the thing. This is like shocking news to me. I'm trying to break it down, but what we have here is an interesting situation. We talked about this yesterday when it came to San Diego FC and potentially hosting, and San Diego State potentially hosting in back-to-back nights.
Yeah, that's it's going to be fun.
Kirk Kenny had a article today.
Okay.
Talking about how they could potentially move the Aztecs out of their own building.
What?
To downtown. It said it's like possibly
okay.
a thing, but
so
like
they
it
might
doesn't
move it to Petco.
Right. But still, it's like
wait.
They own the building.
No, that would be the week. No, that'd be next Saturday, right? Would be the game? Would be the championship game?
Their championship game would be next Friday.
Next Friday.
Remember, we talked about this yesterday. If San Diego FC hosts, it would be next Saturday. Not this coming Saturday, but the following Saturday. And I find that to be very interesting.
My thought would be the wrestling, but that's this weekend. I mean, you could say I understand how you can spin it and be like, hey, this is a pretty big venue you guys got here, Petco Park, a lot of seats, big show. I could see how you can spin it that way. You could probably also spin it that way for San Diego FC, if we're honest. But that is intriguing that they could move it to Petco Park.
Okay, so here's what came out in that article from Kirk Kenny. So obviously, Snapdragon Stadium found itself at the center of a unique scheduling dilemma after hosting a college football game and an MLS playoff match within 48 hours. That scenario could become even more compressed if the Aztecs and San Diego FC both advance to and host the respective championship games in 2 weeks. Stadium would need a transition from football to the MLS Cup match in as little as 12 hours, a turnaround that athletic director J.D. Wicker said is impossible, which we both agree with.
You can't do that.
The natural grass surface, different field configurations for football and soccer require far more than a 12-hour window. As a result, San Diego FC and San Diego State have planned contingencies to avoid an unworkable overlap. The contingency plan is Aztecs move to Petco Park. San Diego State announced it will move the Mountain West Championship game to Petco Park, but only if they are hosting and San Diego FC is hosting an MLS Cup. This allows the San Diego FC to keep the MLS Cup at Snapdragon while eliminating the impossible setup turnaround.
Listen, we didn't expect either one of y'all to get this far. So we didn't foresee this issue happening. So let's just play rock, paper, scissors, see who gets which building, and we'll leave it at that.
I guess so. They said this is why Petco Park works. They hosted football before. They hosted the Holiday Bowl for a handful of years.
They've hosted soccer before, too.
A prior $2 million retrofit made a football capable, including removable seating along the first base line. Padres CEO Eric Rubner said the organization is fully supportive and ready to host San Diego State. Now, Aztec statement, they acknowledge the logistics make dual Snapdragon events impossible. They thank the Padres for offering Petco, describing it as a workable temporary home. Notes that moving the game still gives San Diego State players and fans a strong home field environment. As Eric Rubner mentioned, he says the Padres enthusiastically offered to help, and it confirms that Petco Park is prepared to host the Mountain West title game if necessary. Here's the conditions for hosting. San Diego State hosts if they beat New Mexico on Friday. They could still host with a loss. Computers determine the tiebreakers. There's a lot of different tiebreakers that are involved. In order for San Diego FC to host, they will host the MLS Cup if they beat Vancouver and New York City FC upsets Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. Both teams won a preseason number 8 pick. The other, a first-year MLS expansion club, have unexpectedly played their way into championship contention. Snapdragon Stadium is currently being resodded. New grass will be installed by Wednesday, today, giving it 72 hours to settle before San Diego FC's Saturday match. Saturday's playoff game is already sold out. If San Diego State must move to Petco, WWE Survivor Series will take place the night before, filling most of the field with 2 rings and seating. Offloading WWE equipment must be immediately followed by a football field setup.
Mm-hmm.
Petco's Holiday Wonderland begins December 5th and will require schedule adjustments. San Diego State expects to know by Sunday morning whether they need to activate the Petco plan. So here's the timeline for the Petco Park field setup. Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, they would lay down new turf. Thursday, they paint football lines. Friday, they kick off. J.D. Wicker notes San Diego State has, quote, proof of concept from past Holiday Bowls and believes this solution allows San Diego to host both championship events within 12 hours, something impossible at Snapdragon alone.
Well, San Diego, you thought it was going to be a breeze having good teams. You know, you thought this was going to be cool. We'll just come in, we'll just win a bunch of championships, and we'll be all right. It turns out there's a lot of stuff that happens when it comes to winning teams.
Other key details, as laid out by Kirk Kenney. No one wants the MLS Cup moved out of San Diego. The other potential contingency plan was to move it to the Carson. I'd be super sad.
Oh God!
I'm tired of moving stuff. I'm tired of moving San Diego teams to Carson.
That would have been horrific.
Awful.
You think
Awful.
San Diego State doesn't travel? You'd think San Diego State doesn't travel to their home stadium?
No, they wanted to move San Diego FC.
Oh, San Diego FC
and the MLS Cup.
Oh no!
Carson.
No! You can't do that. You cannot.
They've already moved the Aztecs up there for 2 years. They were up there for 2 years during COVID. Obviously the Chargers playing there. I'm tired of watching San Diego teams go play there. So thank God that they were like, nope, we can't do that.
That would be a grave mistake to take the championship game that San Diego would have earned by having a wild, rabid fan base all season long, to uproot that and possibly see San Diego FC win. Not to forget about San Diego FC. San Diego win its first major championship in Los Angeles when it could have been here. That would have been horrific from All sides. You could not do that.
Yeah, but that obviously was not. Nobody wanted that. Not even MLS wanted that to happen.
Right. I'm just saying the fact that that was even an option that was on the table for as brief a time as it was, that would have been horrific.
They obviously want like a smaller stadium for the MLS Cup. Yeah.
Should have played the game at Southwestern College.
Based on the glowing review. Yeah, no thanks. Could you imagine the Mountain West? We got one ticket guy. Boy. Boise State's going like, where are we playing right now? Why is there a Jaguar on the field? Is that the Aztecs' new mascot that they had? Remember they had like the thing?
Yeah, it's Jackie the Jaguar.
That's the name of the mascot at Southwestern
No,
College?
I have no idea.
No, Luis, that's not why they should have built Soccer City. You'd still have the same problem.
Yeah, no, this is
dumb,
not a.
That's a dumb comment.
Yeah, no, this is not a one building plan over the other. This is
that's just being dumb.
This is literally what I said at the beginning of this is we didn't expect y'all to be this good. At the same time, we don't know what to do right now. This is you would have had this issue either way.
Two stadiums the exact same size in Mission Valley would look dumb.
Correct.
They would be like, what are they doing? Why are they wasting all this money on two stadiums? I mean,
there's some land in Chula Vista, I heard, that's going for pretty cheap right now.
Just make it gigantic. Just make it 60,000. Please build a stadium that can actually host major events, please.
Build an stadium in Chula Vista.
You just want to save time on driving.
No, it's not even that because
that new
drive
thing, yeah,
from
great.
my end, the drive from
big.
my end over to where it would be is not. It'd still be about the same amount of time.
I agree with Sam in the chat though, because everyone's like, "Oh, this is a no-brainer." Moving the entity that owns the stadium out so the tenant can play is just the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
But again, this relies on a lot of things to happen. So this is still a hypothetical scenario that we're dealing with right now. Jeez, I'm rooting for my eardrums now.
Mine were fine. I'm rooting for that to happen because we get to host two major events. It's great.
Oh, it'd be great. It'd be fun. But there's still a lot reliant.
Could you imagine could you imagine an NFC championship and an AFC championship game both supposed to be at SoFi? And then they move the Rams somewhere else so the Chargers could play there. Nobody would ever agree to that. Noon lunchtime hour next.
Bo Nix and the Broncos continue. Diego, it's time to fire it up. From the beaches to the ballparks, from the Gaslamp to North County, no one knows America's finest city like he does.
You can't just punt on a Manny Machado prime use.
He's a fourth-generation San Diegan, born and raised in the heart of this community. Passionate, opinionated, and always bringing you the real talk on your teams, your city, and everything in between.
Braden totally knows his stuff. He's ready for the next step. That guy is good.
Live and local, it's the Braden Surprenant Show.
But I think Braden's one of the up-and-coming young stars in the media game in San Diego.
Now, here's your host, Braden Surprenant.
Oh, man. We're going to get to the NFL whip around in just a second. I was telling Frank about... Oh, man. This kid is such a gem. I got to give him a shout-out. Noah Lawifi. One of our players at Cathedral.
If you're in school right now, pay
He's
attention.
not. We got school off this whole
Okay,
week.
good. I was
They're
gonna
not at
say,
school. They had
pay
film this
attention
morning.
if you're not.
He's probably back at home. I don't even know if he went to film because he didn't play in the game. So he's the one that had that injury.
The
at De La
scapula
Salle.
ankle injury.
Yes, the HIPAA, dude. We can't be giving out details. It's a high school kid.
But
He
you said
had
it.
an injury.
You said it on air.
He had an injury.
You said it
Earlier,
when
different context.
You said it when it happened.
I didn't specifically say the kid, his name said this.
Okay, fair enough.
So anyway, he is at a point now where he's out of the walking boot. And for picture purposes, what a ham, by the way. For picture purposes, he suited up last night. So he's suited up. He's got a little ankle brace and everything like that.
Yeah,
He's got his cleats on. He's got full uniform, everything.
We were both shocked when we saw that.
He said he was going to do it at practice this week. And I'm like, what? Are you out of your mind? I'm like, there's no way. And so he's like on the side. He's there during the warm-ups. He didn't go through any of the warm-ups. He's just standing there, just full uniform and stuff. I'm convinced he did that because his brother's a freshman and got pulled up, Maya. And I'm just convinced he did it so Maya didn't steal his jersey to wear 11 on the sideline. He had to wear some other number. So he suits up last night. He's killing me. He's before the game, like the refs go through and they judge the eye black to make sure the eye black is okay. Make sure you don't have, they call it branding now. Make sure you have no branding on your body, no Bible quotes, no writing on anything. Can't be a walking billboard.
Wait, you can't have like a personal little Bible
Nothing.
quote on like like written in a wristband or something like that?
No, rest in peace, so and so. None of that stuff. You're not allowed to have any of that stuff.
Why that?
Take it up with CIF. I don't know.
No, I'm curious. I'm not complaining. I'm just like, why can't you have like a personal Bible quote for you, like tucked in a wristband?
They don't want anything written on the kid's body to be a quote billboard. They'll make you take it off. I mean, they've done that. They make you retape if you write on your arms. I mean, none of that. Eye black has to be straight eye black. You can't do anything that they do in the NFL or college, right? They make excuses of like concussions or something like that, but you can't do that. The towel has to be at least bigger than 4 inches for them to have the towel.
Timeout. You can't do a certain style of eye black because of concussions?
I don't know. That's what the excuse. I think for like to see the eyes or something. I don't know, dude. I'm just telling you the BS that they give us all the time.
Lord.
So they have like the towels. All the kids have these towels now. Some of them have writing on them. They had to flip. You have to flip it around so none of the writing is shown. And then the towel. We had an official. This is what's wrong.
I remember you telling me this one. Yes.
And by the way, I have to say, I thought the officiating last night in the Open Division Championship game was phenomenal. I thought they did a great job. I wanted to give him a shout out. I thought our sideline guy is one of my favorite refs. He's usually a white hat. He does a phenomenal job. Both of our sideline guys were great. I thought the white hat last night was great. I thought all of the officials, the Open Division Championship game, were phenomenal throughout the entire game. But a couple of weeks ago, we had a guy that he's measuring the towels Apparently in high school football, and I don't know, it's not his fault because he's just enforcing the rules. This is where it's like we get lost in some things with rules in schools. Understand the purpose. I'd rather have the guy be focused on calling holding than how many inches the towel is. You cannot have a towel skinnier on the width than 4 inches. That guy's out there with a mini ruler, a 6-inch ruler, measuring towels. What are we doing? So that's another thing. So before the game, they go through all this. And the knee pad thing, this is the thing about the knee pads that drives me nuts. So in the NFL, how many guys wear knee pads? Nobody.
Yeah, no, not many.
Nobody. You know what knee pads are for?
Your knees.
Knee pads are not for your knees. Knee pads are for concussions. When you bang your knee into a guy's head, it's true. Like that's.
No, I believe it.
I
Yeah.
believe it too. That's why you wear knee pads. I'm not upset about wearing knee pads. I think it's fine. But the problem is in the NFL, nobody wears them anymore. So they have made pants now that don't fit over the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So here's the thing. It's like it was like the whole thing. It's literally the exact same thing as when I was in high school and they had all these like skirt lengths or dress lengths for the girls for the dances.
Is that one of your players in chat, by the way, that just popped up in chat? Sorry to derail you.
I don't know.
No.
The problem is I don't see the names. It's just I think it's one of our assistant coaches. Maybe.
Oh, gotcha.
So anyway, it's the same thing. Like back when I was in high school, girls were getting dinged all the time for a dance because of the dress length. But the problem was there was only so many with the style and everything like that. They didn't make the dresses long enough. It was impossible to find a dress. The same thing now is for, as dumb as it sounds, is for the football pants. Because in the National Football League, they don't wear knee pads anymore. So what do? They create pants that don't cover the knees.
Mm-hmm.
All these refs and stuff think the kids are rolling up their pants. They're not. The pants do not cover the knees. In college, they don't enforce the knee pad penalty. Want to know why? They asked the school presidents and chancellors if they cared about the knee pads and should they enforce it because it's a safety thing. Mm-hmm. And the presidents and chancellors say, we don't care. Do whatever you want. So they don't enforce the knee pad thing anymore. In high school, the principals and the superintendents were like, yes, we care about the knee pads. So that's like the biggest gripe every single Friday night. And again, I sit there and I watch Coach Doyle yell at the kids, right? You got to cover. I told you to cover. They're doing the best they can. But the pants that we get from Nike and Under Armour don't physically cover the knees. They don't cover the knees. So it's before the game. And our boy Noah is not playing in the game. He's suited up. He's not cleared to play any type of activities, but he's suited up for, just in case we win.
For the fun of it.
He could take a photo. Good for him. Okay? This guy's earned it. He gets scolded by an official 8 times to cover his knees in the warm-up thing. And he's like, Coach, if I hear one more ref tell me I gotta cover my knees, I'm just gonna change because I'm not even playing. I keep trying to tell them I'm not gonna play.
It's like, brother, do you not see? You had another player on the sideline with crutches. Like, could you have said, "Hey, dude, can I borrow one of those just so I can show these guys I have no intention on playing?"
Here, do you want to see this highlight? Do you want to see this highlight?
I'm literally in a Halloween costume right now.
That's basically what he was. Noah was dressed up as a football player for Halloween on the sideline last night.
A month after Halloween.
Hilarious. He was losing his mind. He's like, after the game, he was like, Coach, if one more ref would have told me, I would have just been like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm changing in my other clothes.
Coach, I'm sorry. We're taking a 10 here. My bad.
So we
going off on a ref.
We get back to school last night, and he's got the trophy. And I'm like, how did you get the trophy? And he was like, I broke my leg for this trophy. I don't see anybody else making a sacrifice like me. He gets down. He's the last one into the locker room because he's like,
because he can't.
He's still walking like a peg, like with a peg leg, because he's still injured. And so he goes down to the weight room where we meet. His last guy in there. One of the kids was like, "You're like the kid of the class project that didn't do anything but got the A." And No, media was like, I went to the hospital for you guys. I deserve this trophy. And I was like, you're damn right, Noah.
Brother, I didn't see you running 75 yards for a touchdown on 4th and 9. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't see you doing that.
I didn't see you score 2 touchdowns like Honor. I didn't see you make any tackles.
I didn't see you cover one of their defensive ends. Like, I didn't. Sorry,
Noah
bud. You weren't there, dude.
It's so funny. He kills me all the time. His comments, he's so funny. Like, if one more ref tells me I got to cover my knees, I'm just going to change it in my normal clothes.
With every official comment, this photo is becoming less and less worth it.
I know, but it was hilarious. I had to take a picture of him in the gear. He's like posing and stuff, like he was about to play. It was so good.
I would say email it to me and I'll put it up, but I can't. I'm assuming I can't do that.
Probably not.
Yeah,
I mean, I had to get clearance. Noah's jumped into our chat a couple of times with some fake name, he says. I saw on YouTube. I thought some chats in there, and I'm like,
don't you dare be doing that during
class. Anyway.
We are a pro education show. If you don't do the educate, you end up like us.
You end up,
that's not
for
where. Hey,
go Aztecs! Next year, Braden should coach a game in football gear like a player. No,
no, please,
thank you.
Please don't.
Hey, I did get a text from one of our coaches. Yeah, did you almost get run over by a ref last night?
No, I didn't.
Did you almost cost us 15 yards?
I did not. If they were still some yards away. There were still some yards away, but somebody was very nice.
That is a foul on Frank. Foul.
He draws the foul.
My guy Xavier Porlis texted me. Remind Frank I saved him from a 15-yard penalty or getting ran over by the referee.
Brother, you don't have to remind me. I thought about it the rest of the game. I thought about it all night.
It's probably on film. I should go find that clip.
You don't have to remind me.
God, you would have got an earful.
Actually,
it's not a sideline warning because you had the media pass on.
Yeah.
What are they going to throw? They're going to throw. We got sideline warning on the press box. Media pass guy.
Yeah, no, trust me, you didn't have to remind me. That was running through my head for a while.
Oh man, late in the game too, or yelling. I am fit. You watch me physically go up and down the sideline screaming at kids to back up.
That was
my own guy almost didn't get run over. Oh, we got multiple Antonio Bowman in there.
I didn't get almost run over. They were still about 15 yards away. It wasn't like
he said I saw Frank almost get run over by the ref.
It wasn't like, oh God, it wasn't like Sean McVay having to like quickly juke out of the way of the official. He was still away. They were still a ways away.
Antonio caught you on the sideline.
The play was coming, though. The play was definitely coming. And I got caught up watching what was happening.
That is hilarious.
And somebody grabbed me by the arm and pulled me back.
That is hilarious. Oh, my God. I got to go find. What part of the game was it?
My toe was not on the line. It was.
I got to go find that clip so I can see it on tape.
It was the fourth quarter because I was only down there for the fourth quarter. It was. Carlsbad had a big play that was coming down this way, that was coming down our way. And it was I'm 99.9% sure it was 16-6.
Okay.
And
I'm going to go through the tape and see if I can find it. If I find it, I'm screen recording and we're playing on the show. I got to get the replay.
Carlsbad had a play that was coming back down that way.
Frank got hyped and was about to go make a tackle.
No, I just got caught up watching the play. That was really it. I got caught up watching the play.
We've had multiple coaches get hit by officials. Montali got hit by an official one time on the road. I forgot where it was. It's still to this day. He gets deloused, and still to this day, he says, like, man, that guy was just. I saw he was like an ex-NFL player. He was so. Trying to say he was like the biggest guy ever. There's one of our coaches. Oh my God. Yes.
Trust me.
Coach Doyle would have destroyed you.
No, he would not have, because I would have left in embarrassment.
You would have had to run.
He would not have gotten a chance to say anything to me because I would have been gone.
Doyle would have ripped you a new one, Frank.
He,
Oh my God, he would have
I
been so
would
pissed
have
off.
been gone.
He would have been tackled by numerous kids. Upset. We had another coach get hit by a ref at Del Oro, and you watch it on tape, and he's next to the ref. The ref, sneaky. He's got his hand on the flag already, and you watch on tape, he's pulling the flag out, and then he puts his shoulder into the coach and then throws the flag. No.
Trust me, you guys did not need to remind me of that. Even after I am laying in bed at 1:00 in the morning, going over several things about today's show. And that was one of the things that kept going over is what if I would have gotten hit? What if I would have cost them a
15-yard
penalty? What if?
Good thing you weren't wearing any Don stuff.
And I'm sitting there like, I did, and I'm sitting there at the same time, I'm torturing myself with that thought. The thought of, you idiot, you didn't. It's over. They won. Nothing happened. But still, welcome to my world. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my head. Welcome to my head. If there's anyone who wants to change places, please, I'm taking suggestions.
Oh, my God. I did not know this information. I got to go find.
I gotta
go find it.
I knew you were going to find out eventually. I knew you were going to. You may have seen it. A coach might have said something. I was not anticipating getting called out in the YouTube chat.
You got called out in the YouTube chat. I got a text about it. Yeah, Coach Porter says you're welcome.
Oh, and I said thank you very much. I knew I was in the wrong. I wasn't on the field. I was not toes on the line, as Sushi Sam said. But I was close. I was closer than I should have been.
And
but I wasn't closer than anyone else who was on that edge.
And like there's
the picture.
He's neutral. He's in neutral clothes. And you know what? You got the blue badge. I'm telling you, I don't think it would have cost you a penalty. I don't think it would have cost us a penalty. It's not our responsibility for the media to be out of the way. Plus, you weren't in the box either. You were outside the box.
I was just outside the box.
Frank was not in the box, which was good. So
I know the rules. I know where I can and can't be. I was hanging the advertising signs for the San Diego Seals and would not walk across the center logo because I know that's not a thing you should do. In the Padre clubhouse, I do not step on the Padre logo in the carpet on the clubhouse because I know you shouldn't do that. I'm not going to be somewhere I'm not supposed to be on purpose.
When we come back, we're going to get us a little bit of Padres talk. I'm going to go see if I can find the clip of Frank almost getting hit by the ref. We'll talk about it when we come back on the Braden Surprenant Show. Standing on Sports Station 97 through the Fan. 12:23 on a Wednesday. Today feels like a Friday big time because it is kind of like a Friday. Yesterday was kind of like playing on a Thursday. I mean, how many football games are you playing on Tuesday?
Like I said, we're postman supreme here today.
Quarterback Neil.
Mailing it in.
I'm not mailing it anything.
No, we're not.
Come on. Yesterday was fun. I've had a lot. I'm so tired.
What was the first thing I texted you after the game last night? It's like, wish you would have taken that day off, didn't you?
Well, I talked to Adam. Well, that's why I went and talked to Adam about it. And I said, because Adam asked us like 2 weeks ago.
Yes, he did.
Are you going to do the show on Wednesday? And I said, yeah, I'm in town. I all my family's in town. Thanksgiving. I don't travel for Thanksgiving. I don't mind doing a show. Give people the local talk, right? So I was like, I'm in. I said, depends what the other shows do. Like if Ben and Woods take off and Gwen and Chris take off, we're just like in the middle of the day randomly. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, no. So, move us before or whatever. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But I asked, well, what's Ben and Woods doing? Ben and Woods are doing their show. I'm like, all right, well, I'll do the show. And then, if Gwen and Chris want to take off, that's fine. Mm-hmm. So I said, yeah. And then that was assuming that the CIF championship game was supposed to be last Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be last Friday, and then it was going to be Saturday, and then they had to move it to Tuesday. And if you want to know why, it was in John Maffei had an article in the San Diego Tribune. I mean, trying to book venues is a pain. I mean, it was supposed to be at Snapdragon, but we've talked about the craziness that is San Diego FC and the Aztecs.
With our two teams being better than we anticipated.
Right. They can't obviously now have the CIF championship game, so they had to move it to Southwestern. Southwestern was able to host, and then they forgot that they were hosting a bowl game on Saturday for the junior colleges. So for their junior college team, so they had to move it to Tuesday.
How do you forget you're hosting a major event?
We're talking about the same place that denied people who had bought tickets an entry and only had one person checking tickets.
That's called an airline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they overbooked the game, I guess. We're gonna need you to jump on the other flight. Can I interest you in going to the D3 game on Friday?
Yeah, can I interest you in going to the Sunday matinee?
Yeah, can you? Do you want to go to the D5 game? I know you bought tickets to the Open Division Championship, and you only have connections to this particular school, but we overbooked. So
that should be. I mean, I would say if you're a high school football sicko that does plan on going to more of those games, and this was just like your first stop, because there are those people out there. If you couldn't get in because of that, you could either get the refund or they should comp your parking for the weekend.
I know.
If parking's going to be the same price, they should comp your parking for the weekend.
Parking's $20. Anyway, what was I saying with that? I was honest. Oh, we tried to find the video. Unfortunately, our sideline camera got knocked out in the fourth quarter. We had no wide cam in the fourth quarter. So we only have end zone cam, and it's too tight. And so we can't see around the part where Frank might have gotten hit. So I'm sure we will trade with Carlsbad potentially, and we'll get the sideline tape there, or I'll just have to go look through highlights.
Carlsbad, please don't.
Now, if you think about it, like NFHS has some highlights, and NFHS did the broadcast, and they shot their broadcast camera on the other side. They shot it from the Don side. So it's possible. Knocked out or sabotaged by Frank. He's in there on the iPad deleting all the plays.
Like I said, it wasn't like I had to do like a Mike Tomlin lean out of the way from getting run over. The play was still a ways away, but the guy who ended up pulling me back saw the play developing and saw the official coming our way and got me out of the way.
Without saying his name, you've met our coach that is in law enforcement. I'm sure he's already putting out he's putting out a request, I think, to get the security tape on that.
Like I said, I met a couple of coaches. I'm realizing I've met a couple of coaches on both sides. I'm starting to realize I don't know what is wrong with me. I am getting really bad at names.
Did you meet Doug at Carlsbad? Doug Brady?
Probably.
He's a big fan of the
Yeah,
show.
he did. I did meet someone who said he was a big fan of the show.
Yeah,
that
his
knew you,
brother
that was good friends with you.
His brother listens to our show all the time. He plays at the Poway Sportsplex
Yeah.
on Wednesdays. But yeah, Doug was in the booth last night for Carlsbad. He was their booth guy.
I don't
Quarterbacks
remember.
coach.
I don't remember that. I do remember a rather rowdy Carlsbad coach up there in the booth. I don't know if it was him. It didn't look like it was him.
Doug's pretty calm.
Doug, if he's the guy that we're thinking of, he was wearing gray. The rowdy coach was wearing white.
Yeah, I think I saw Doug wearing gray last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you met Doug. Did you get to meet our bus driver, David, in San Diego?
I did not.
Big country?
I looked around. I did not get to see him. No, I really do. I regret that. I wish I would have seen him.
He was great. We showed up to school, and he's all fired. We were waiting on the buses. The buses showed up. He gets out. He's all fired up for the team, ready to go. Got to meet him. He called in as David in San Diego. His name tag for San Diego buses said Big Country.
Love it.
I dapped him up after the game. He was fired up.
That's
Hey, you know
fantastic.
what? They had left. The buses had left for a little bit, and they came back. And they came back for the fourth quarter. He's like, I pulled in at the fourth quarter. I'm like, that's the best time. It was, you know what it was? It was the Big Country rally.
It was.
David in San Diego helping the Dons for the victory.
I wanted to try, and I have the mic flag to prove it. I nicked one of our mic flags.
You better
which I
put
have
that
to
away.
Yeah,
You
which I have
better
to
return that since you didn't even use it.
I had planned on getting some post-game sound after the game was over. The plan was down 16-0 when I went down. Wanted to go see you and be like, hey, these things happen. Get them next time, like that kind of thing. Because it looked like it was good. There was no hint that what ended up happening was going to happen. And then I was going to go back, grab the stuff, and then come down and do some stuff for the show here. And you guys scored. It was the first sign of life that you guys had shown since the end zone interception. And I'm like, I am not moving from this 3 square foot spot that I am in right now. I did not move the rest of the game. And there it was. Ended up winning. Otherwise, I would have gone up and we would have gotten some content for the show. But I was too nervous, too superstitious.
You should have came down with it initially.
I was.
Now you live and you learn.
My plan was to go back up.
You could have put the stuff on the side. I mean, you could have brought everything down.
My plan was to go back up, and unless I was doing a Met World Series, I would not have been too emotionally invested the way I was last night to do my job.
All right, fair enough. But had some great
So
interviews.
I know.
We got the picture though.
Last night I was way too emotionally invested to think about moving.
I've gotten multiple texts saying we need that video, Frank.
We're
working on it.
Listen,
I'm going to try to find it.
Okay, that's fine. I don't care because I know it wasn't as close as everyone's making it.
You know what? The eye in the sky don't lie.
But it did happen. I'm not denying that it didn't happen. It definitely happened. I definitely got the get back coach grabbing me by the arm, telling me to get back.
With a Giants fan, Frank President, a fourth quarter comeback is happening. We're going to talk about that in a second. We also got to get to break. I do want to mention, let's get to this hope for a Padres Black Friday gift, Frank. You saw this in the New York Times on The Athletic. Is an article about Black Friday free agent deals for potential teams. And for the Padres, they have
Chris Bassett.
It's an interesting pick.
Approaching his 37th birthday, Chris Bassett is finishing up a 3-year, $63 million deal that went well for both him and the Toronto Blue Jays. He made at least 31 starts each season. He put up a 3.89 ERA last year. He morphed into an essential reliever for manager John Schneider during the World Series run. His presence could stabilize the San Diego rotation. Yu Darvish missing the season. Joe Musgrove coming back off of Tommy John surgery. Michael King likely to sign elsewhere. Bassett is a veteran that you can trust. Unless it's game 3 of the 2022 Wild Card Series. Then we got some issues.
Uh-oh. That sounds like a personal problem.
It was a personal problem. It was a very personal problem on that day, yes.
Bass is expected to get 2 years, $36 million. Is he worth $18 million a year for the Padres? I mean, give or take a handful of million.
Being 37, I don't know.
I'm out.
Yeah.
It's a bad pick. Not interested in that. We'll talk more Padres offseason as the offseason continues. But when we come back, the queen of college football is here on a Wednesday. Everything's all out of whack today. It's a Wednesday, but it feels like a Friday, which means Skylar wouldn't necessarily be here because she's usually on a Thursday.
We're doing gimmicks for a Thursday.
It's the last show of the week and all that other fun stuff. So the queen of college football is here. She is ready to go, and we are ready to talk some college football with you. Rivalry weekend this weekend. Hopefully Frank picked a lot of rivalry games. If you didn't, we're going to have to redo this.
I did not know.
Oh, my God. It's rivalry week. And you got to say all the rivalry names. It's fun.
Sorry, you do it next time. I don't know. The reason why I started doing it is because you waited until now in order to pick the games.
Correct.
And when Skylar wasn't here, that was a little bit more of a problem.
I still would have gotten it done in time. I got it done every other time. We'll talk college football when we come back. Braden Surprenant Show, Standing Someone Sports Station 97 to the Fan. Be sure to be tuned in the next 20 minutes as we announce today's biggest fan. A chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey suite at a future Padres game with all the fan staff. Register your name at 97throughthefansd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called. All guests on 97 Through the Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Not on the hotline, but live in studio is the queen of college football, Skylar, joining us to get her college football picks. And it's rivalry week this week. Should be a fun one. Are we picking the Iron Bowl? No, we're not.
No
Iron
rivalry.
Bowl's not on there. Turn your mic on.
That's
She's
terrible.
No picking of the
That's
Iron
gonna
Bowl.
be a good one too.
We've picked your team every single week. I figured I'd give you a
But
break.
It's the
gonna
Iron
yeah,
Bowl.
that's the game.
Red card.
Yeah,
Oh,
I might have
penalty,
to take over
foul.
making the game
No,
list.
fine.
Fired.
There's fine. There's an easy game to take out. I'll take that one out.
Which game are you taking out?
The obvious one, really? Come on. Look down that.
Kennesaw
look down
State
that list.
Liberty. You put Kennesaw State Liberty on there.
I'm
and
offended.
Not the
I
Iron
am
Bowl?
very
nothing,
offended.
There was nothing
Nothing?
else of interest, and I figured Kennesaw State, it's their second year in D1. They're going to win Conference USA. I figured throw that in there.
Yeah,
throw
God forbid
the Owls
Frank
a bone.
looks out for the little guy. Okay.
Throw the Owls a bone. That's what I thought.
Owls don't eat bones.
There it is. All right. Let's just
Foul on Frank is right.
do the thing. My God.
We got the Crab Bowl Classic on there.
The what?
Crab Bowl Classic.
That's cool.
Maryland and Navy. They're not playing.
I was going to
Oh,
say.
Ron's
what is that
pissed
gonna-
now. Tuned in and no Iron Bowl.
I
What?
was going to say wait, we have Maine versus taking on Boston College or something this week? What
Maryland
are we doing?
Navy, the Crab Bowl trophy.
Yeah, I don't.
Last time that game was played was 2010.
I look at games, not gimmicks.
I love the rivalry gimmicks. By the way, the Big Ten has rivalry week every week because they play for a trophy in every single matchup of the Big Ten.
Hey, there you go.
Anyway, let's
See
get
that?
this thing rolling.
All right. So Friday, we have 4 games for Friday, 6 for Saturday.
They stopped playing on Thursdays now, right? They used to have the Egg Bowl on
there's
Thursdays. They're
no-
like, let's not compete with the National Football League.
There's nothing on Thursday. First game, Skylar, number 4, 10-1 Georgia taking on number 23, 9-2 Georgia Tech. Bulldogs favored by 13.5 at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, a lot of this time this one ends up really close, but I still think, Georgia Tech is having a really great season this season, and Georgia's fumbled here and there, and they're not maybe the team that they have been previously, but I still think that they're far and beyond, so I got to go with Georgia on this one.
Braden?
I got Georgia too. What is this game called? The Clean Old Fashioned Hate or something like that? Is that what they call it?
It's called the ACC is about to get exposed once again.
I'll take
for being
Georgia.
bad.
The 13.5 point dogs at home, huh?
Yeah,
They gave them a run for their money the last couple of years.
They
though,
usually
on the road.
do.
They usually make that
Yeah.
game closer than you think. So maybe you know what? I'm gonna take Georgia Tech to cover. I don't think Georgia wins by 13.5, but they're gonna win.
All righty. Second game, 9-2 San Diego State taking on the 8-3 New Mexico Lobos. This will be a 12:30 game on CBS Sports Network. Braden, State favored by 1.5.
I'll take the Aztecs.
That's easy. Scott?
Yeah, that's a really small spread. I actually wasn't expecting it to be that close. I think the Aztecs are going to for sure come in and win on this one.
All right. We're just burning right through this. 11-0, number 3, Texas A&M, coming off of their big scare last week, or was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
Against
South
South
Carolina
Carolina. I
game.
think that was 2 weeks ago.
Okay, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Taking on the number 16 Texas Longhorns, 8-3, 4:30 start on ABC. This will be after the Georgia Tech Georgia game. A&M favored by 2.5. Skylar.
This is going to be a really good game. I think this is going to be one of the best games probably this weekend. I think if Texas A&M does lose this season, this is going to be the week that it happens. But I still feel like it's really unlikely. I think Texas has been up and down. I don't fully trust Arch Manning yet. And Texas A&M has just looked really, really good. They scare me a little bit. So I got to go with the Aggies.
Right?
Where's this game at? In Texas?
It is in Texas.
I think
Texas.
I think Texas upsets the Aggies. I think they A&M's have been scared. They've been scared a couple of times now, and they've played the bottom half of the SEC. I haven't played anybody at the top half of the SEC, and I don't think Texas is that great, but they're going to be better than Arkansas and some of the other teams that A&M has struggled with. So I'm going to take the Longhorns in this one, and they beat the Aggies 2 years in a row.
I am taking
That'd
Texas.
be the Lone Star Showdown, by the way.
I am taking Texas A&M.
I do want to go back. It was called Clean Old Fashioned Hate between Georgia and Georgia Tech. They play for the Governor's Cup, which is like 15 other championship trophies that they have.
What's the next one here, Braden?
That would be the Territorial Cup.
So that would be 8-3, number 25 Arizona Wildcats taking on the number 28-3 Arizona State Sun Devils. This will be at 6 p.m. on Fox. Arizona favored by 1.5 on the road, Braden.
I'm taking Arizona. I think the Wildcats upset the Sun Devils in this one. This is the Territorial Cup. Fun story about the Territorial Cup. They lost the trophy for like decades. And then they found it in the middle of the Sonoran Desert. And they have it now. It's back. The Territorial Cup is back.
That's a lie. That is a lie. That is a cover-up for, hey, we bought a new trophy.
They did not buy a new trophy. Ask Wilbur in the chat. Guy knows ball. It's Duel in the Desert, the battle for the Territorial Cup. They actually have a points system in place where you can win. Football gets the most points for it, but you can win it with other sports too. So we got the I got the Wildcats.
Said it was in a basement.
It's in the desert.
Skylar?
So Wildcats are on the road.
Wildcats are at Arizona
They
State.
make the long drive to Phoenix.
The long commute, and Arizona State is favored by 1.5 at home.
Yes. No, Arizona's favored by 1.5.
Arizona's favored by 1.5 on the road for the long commute. Let's see. I think I might have to go Arizona on this one also.
Nice. Wilbur's fired up.
Wilbur, I'm sorry. I'm going Arizona State.
Frank's gonna ruin it now.
Yeah, that's the dyslexia in me going with Arizona State. All right, Saturday, 11-0, number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes taking on the number 15 Michigan Wolverines at 9-2. 9.5 point favorite are the Buckeyes. 9 a.m. on Fox. Skylar.
Yeah, so Ohio State, I don't think has had many true tests this season. So I'm excited to see this one because I think this might be one of the tests that they have to face. I got to go with Michigan. I think Ohio State's going to win, but I'm going to take Michigan for the points.
I'm taking Michigan too. I think Michigan could beat Ohio State, to be honest with you. Ohio State has played lackluster competition the entire season.
Right.
They haven't really been tested. Michigan has been able to get them. Plus, Michigan, the bit of Ryan Day not being able to beat Michigan is the funniest thing ever. It's just the funniest bit. I love it. Michigan. I'm going Jake Waters and the Michigan Wolverines in the game.
I'm with both of you, but I'm with Skylar. I believe Michigan's going to cover. I think Ohio State's going to win.
I do agree with that as well, but I think
they have a chance.
Well, there you go. 9-2 Miami taking on number 22, 8-3 Pitt. This will be a 9 a.m. game on ABC. Miami favored by 6.5 on the road. Braden.
I'll take the Hurricanes.
Yeah, I agree.
Not a rivalry game. Thumbs down.
Not a rivalry game.
Probably one of the better games of the weekend, but not a rivalry game. Thumbs down.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a good one. I think Carson Beck's going to be able to go and handle business. So
you're a big Carson Beck fan.
I'm actually not. I feel like
about him a
the
lot,
fact that he's still playing in college football is just beyond shocking. Like, I'm pretty sure he was at Georgia, like when I was at Alabama, like 6 years ago, or I don't even know how long ago at this point. But the fact that he's been in college football for so long, I think that's why he's able to dominate. So we got to go Miami, right? Experience means a lot here.
He's been around since the Ice Age.
Exactly.
He's 40 years old playing college football.
The Ice Age, all the memes that say he looks like Sid the Sloth from Ice Age.
Yeah. Speaking of that, we'll get to the Vanderbilt-Tennessee game shortly.
7-4 LSU Tigers taking on the number 8 Oklahoma Sooners are 9-2. 12:30 start on ABC, so this will be right after Miami versus Pitt. Boomer Sooner favored by 10.5 at home in Norman.
I'll take Boomer Sooner.
Yeah. I think LSU's season has just like slowly fallen apart in front of everybody. I mean,
they should have lost to West Kentucky last week.
Yeah, it's just been terrible. I mean, they started off everyone thinking that they were going to be like a top 4 team, right? And then they've just slowly fallen apart all season long. And Oklahoma's done the exact opposite. They've just kept gaining momentum. And I don't see that changing at all, especially going into this game at home. So I think you got to go Oklahoma.
Also not a rivalry game.
We have picked the last 3 games all together. Next up.
That means they're all no-brainers and therefore not good picks for the picks. Ayo.
Would you rather pick Kennesaw State versus Liberty?
No.
Why can't we
I would not.
The battle for the Schellenberger Trophy? They're also not playing this week. Louisville and Miami.
God
for the
bless you.
Schellenberger Trophy.
Bless you. Like, what do you want from me here?
LSU Tulane plays for the Tiger Rag.
That's cool, but Tulane has a 30.5-point spread over Charlotte. Would you have rather picked that game?
Is Louisiana playing Louisiana Monroe? Because they're playing for the Battle in the Bayou, for the wooden boot.
I'm about to give you a wooden boot here in a second.
Foul on Frank.
Fine. I have been peer pressured and bullied into this. Coming up after LSU versus Oklahoma,
Iron
number
Bowl.
10, Alabama at 9-2, taking on 5-6 Auburn. Alabama favored by 6.5. Skylar, we'll skip you because we know what you're doing. Braden,
could you imagine if Skylar ever picked Auburn in this game?
No. But also, how can we not have this one on the list to begin with? A 4.5-point spread at Auburn. If Alabama does, I thought it was 4.5.
No, it's 6.5, and Auburn is 1-6 in the SEC.
But Alabama historically goes to Auburn and struggles. And this is like a make or break season game here. If they lose this game.
And despite that, Skylar has picked
Alabama.
The Crimson Tide. Go ahead.
I agree with Go Aztecs. Say it, Skylar. Call out Frank.
We have to. You have to pick this.
I mean, think
game.
about all the memorable games for Auburn for this. I mean, you got the kick 6.
I still am getting those videos on my social media. The kick 6, like what, 10 years later?
Yes.
Even more.
That guy played for the Chargers after that. Anyway, I'm going to take the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah,
Auburn's
the
not
last
very good.
4 games now all together.
Well, you put the list together. So anyway, talk about old quarterbacks
What
that
could you
never
have
graduate.
done?
We're running out of time. We got to get to the Tennessee game here.
9-2, number 14 Vanderbilt taking on number 19 Tennessee at 8-3. Vols favored by 3.5. 2:30 on Espen.
I will take the other old quarterback, the Tennessee Volunteers old quarterback.
I was gonna say which one because they've both got old quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, Tennessee's guys trying to get more eligibility, like Diego Pavia.
No
and
way.
Yeah, he played at junior college too, and so
Holy
everybody's
moly.
jumping on the. I played in junior college bandwagon.
Yeah.
So yep, Vols.
Wow.
It's
Skylar?
in Knoxville too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Diego Pavia fan,
Neither
but
am I.
that sounds like Diego Pavia part 2 we've got going on over here. So we'll
Good.
see.
You can root against
We'll
them
see
next
what
year.
happens. But yeah, I'll root for them this time. So I'll take the Bulls.
Wow.
Win,
Bama rooting for a Volunteer.
win it for Smokey 11, boys. Final game. 5-6 Florida State taking on 3-8 Florida. Gators
You put
favored
that
by
game on there instead of the Iron Bowl?
We're not going to let it go, Frank.
The
We're not
reason
letting it
why
go.
I put it on there is because Florida is actually favored in this game by 1.5.
That's for the Florida Cup. I will take the Gators.
Yeah, I think if DJ Lagway is on this weekend, I could see why Florida's favored. If he's off, they're going to be in trouble. But I'll take Florida.
I'm taking Florida State, so I'll at least break up the monotony of all of us picking the same game.
See, Florida and Georgia's rivalry trophy is called the Okefenokee or.
Bless you.
This is insane. There's so many of these that are hilarious.
God bless you.
Florida Atlantic and FIU play for the Don Shula Award. How about that? Oh, wow. Fresno State and Hawaii play for the Golden Screwdriver? Please tell me that's a cocktail instead of like an actual screwdriver.
But this is the problem with picking games late in the year is you know what these teams are already. So you obviously we're gonna pick the same. We're gonna pick a lot of the same ones.
I'm mad at the Big 12 for not scheduling rivalry games this week. All right, the Queen has spoken. Skylar, thanks again for coming in.
Yep.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday, you and your family. Happy Thanksgiving to you. We'll back for another hour here on the Braden Surprenant Show. NFL Whip Around when we come back. Great games tomorrow as you feast. 97 through the Fan.
Someone said no Washington.
All right, it's that time again, Frank. It's 1 o'clock. You know what that means.
Yeah, that means wait.
Excuse me?
I'm not doing a bit here. It genuinely means wait. I didn't do
you were supposed to do that 3 hours ago.
I know.
You reminded yourself 3 hours ago.
I did. I did remind myself and still failed.
Oh my God.
I'll say the winner's name today.
Oh my
I'll say the contestant's name today. I have it up.
Oh my God.
Can you do the read, please?
You ready now?
Yes, I am ready now.
All right. It's time for today's biggest fan. Congratulations to today's biggest fan,
Matthew Johnson in Fallbrook.
Matthew Johnson in Fallbrook. Give us a call in the next 10 minutes at 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. And you'll qualify for our grand prize. 20 tickets for you and your friends for a night in our Odyssey suite at a Padres game with all of the fan staff later this season. Catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Register your name at 97 through thefansd.com/biggest fan today. Matthew what?
Matthew Johnson.
Matthew Johnson
Fallbrook.
in Fallbrook. You're today's biggest fan. You got 10 minutes, buddy. 833-288-0973. 833-288-0973. Have an opportunity. The insults that Rod gives on every player, on every fan that's not named him or Nate or whoever else is in the chat that hasn't been called yet.
Yeah, we can't read that one on air. It's hilarious, though.
I'd love it for it to say Wilbur T. Wildcat in Tucson. You are today's biggest fan.
Is Rod allowed to win it again? Because I mean, he won it last year, no?
I don't know if you could have multi. He's trying to defend his
title
back
to back.
He's trying to defend his title. That's amazing. All right. Anyway, now we're talking. Wilbur T. Wildcat. You're today's biggest fan.
Sorry, bud. You need to have a residence in San Diego.
Dang it.
Sorry, bud.
We got a lot of great NFL games tomorrow. Let's get to today's NFL whip around.
Did I say Wilbur T. Wildcat? I meant Wilbur T. Fryer. My bad.
All right. Let's get to it. What do we got? Tomorrow we got some good games.
All right. So Thanksgiving, we have the 7-3-1 Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions, who are 7-4. Lions are favored by 2.5 in, as you would call, Detroit.
I like the Lions in this game. I like them at home. Battling on Thanksgiving. They've been good on Thanksgiving the last couple of years. It seems like Packers are underdogs for the first time this season. They're the only team in the National Football League that has been favored in each of their games heading into Week 13. The Packers have already won more division games than they did all of last season when they were swept by the Lions and the Vikings and split with the Bears. Oh my. But I like the Lions in this game. Detroit will be looking to get payback after the season opening loss to Green Bay. Coach Dan Campbell and his team are looking forward to another shot at facing their NFC North division rivals on Turkey Day, where the Lions lead the all-time series versus Green Bay 12-9-1 on Turkey Day. Quote, "We took a loss in Week 1, so it's a divisional game." Edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson said, "This is as big as any game we'll play in the regular season." I like the Lions.
Bold prediction, Hutchinson, the aforementioned Hutchinson, will be held to 2 or fewer pass rush wins.
I'll buy it. I think Jordan Love gets the ball out quick. He throws picks, but I think he gets the ball out quick.
On we go. The middle game on Thanksgiving, 6-5 Kansas City taking on the 5-5-1 Dallas Cowboys. Kansas City favored by 3.5 at Jerry World.
I think the Cowboys win this game. Now remember, maybe it's a 9-point spread because you always get 3 points at home as a favorite, and the Cowboys usually account for 3 points themselves because their fans always bet them to win. So it might be Kansas City by 9 in reality, but I think the Cowboys win this game against Kansas City and put some pressure in the NFC East. They got their back. Both teams got their backs against the wall and making the playoffs. This is going to be a good football game tomorrow, and as everybody's partaking in their Thanksgiving holiday.
I agree.
Two of the most hated teams playing each other.
Agree.
Brandon Aubrey game winner and then eating a turkey leg after. That's my bold prediction.
Patrick Mahomes will record a 90-plus QBR for the first time this season.
I will also buy that because the Cowboys defense is trash.
There you go.
Not great.
The nightcap on Thanksgiving, the 3-8 Cincinnati Bengals taking on the 6-5 Baltimore Ravens. Ravens favored by 7 at home.
I'm taking Baltimore.
I agree.
Cincinnati's not very good. They're just not. Losing. I know Burrow's back, or he's supposed to be back.
Shouldn't be back.
I just don't think they got anything left to beat Baltimore. Baltimore's playing good football right now. And like we said 5 weeks ago, when they've gotten the 5-0 run, or the 5-game winning streak, they're favored in all the games on the way out. And T. Higgins is out. So I'm going to the Ravens.
Yep. Ravens tight end Mark Andrews will record at least 50 yards receiving for just the second time this season.
How many rushing yards is he going to get?
Doesn't say anything about rushing.
I know.
yards.
I'm just making a joke from his quarterback keep deal. I'm going. I will buy that. I think Mark Andrews will do
From
that.
what I'm seeing, we have no more bold predictions for the weekend. It was just those 3
that's what I
games.
said. It's just the 3 games.
Okay. So Friday, 8-3, a team that is known as
The Bears. The Bears.
go into Philadelphia to take on the
ELGS Eagles.
ELG.
ELGSES, favored by 7.
I'll take the Eagles. I'll take the Eagles. I think they're gonna win. I even would take them as we still have them in our survivor pool. I think they win. I don't think they're gonna win 2 games in a row. Lose 2 games in a row, and they're not losing at home to Chicago. Chicago's looked iffy all year. They've looked very mediocre. You're without doubt the worst 8-3 team I've ever seen. But you have heard of us, the Chicago Bears. I'm taking the Eagles. I don't think they're losing 2 games in a row, and they're not going to lose at home. I would pick them to be your survivor pick if you still got them available.
Bold prediction is it'll be Saturday the next day. Sunday, 8-4, San Francisco 49ers taking on the Cleveland Browns, who are 3-8. Niners favored by 4.5 in Cleveland.
They didn't look very good with Brock Purdy on Monday. Brock Purdy is such a waste of money. But anyway, I'll take the Niners. They'll cover.
Anyway, how was your night?
Yeah, Browns aren't very good.
7-4, Jacksonville taking on 1-10 Tennessee. Jacksonville favored by 6.5 at Nissan Stadium.
Nissan?
Sure.
Did you know the car is a Nissan, right?
Okay.
Nissan Stadium?
Same thing.
What do you think of some rich, Tennessee plantation owner or something like name? Like
Sure.
all back in the day?
You never know.
Nissan.
Could have been.
Stadium. This could be a game that I can't pick the Titans every week to think they're going to get that gotcha game, but the Jags are bad enough to lose that game. Jags should have lost last week to Arizona. I'm taking the Titans plus 6.5. Give me Cam Ward. It's getting better.
6-5, Houston Texans taking on the 8-3 Indianapolis Colts. Colts favored by 4.5 at home.
These are our Colts.
Stop it. Stop. You will never, ever get me. If you want that as a drop,
You got to get it as a drop.
If you want
We're
that
going to
as a
suffer
drop,
through it together.
you are going to have to put that in, and you are going to have to come over here and press the button because I am not doing it.
I think Nate should call into the show and sing it for us.
No.
And then play it. These are our Colts. Texans are actually playing pretty good football right now, but I'm gonna take Indianapolis. They bounced back after they lost to Kansas City last week.
2-9 New Orleans Saints versus the 4-7 Miami Dolphins. Fins favored by 6, not 6.5, 6.
Is every other game a half spread?
Yes, there were like
except for Denver. Denver's got a 6-point spread too. Oh, Philly and Baltimore and stuff. It's Chris Ella's week to watch the Dolphins.
It is.
He can have fun watching that game. I'm taking Miami. Saints are so bad. They are one of the worst teams I've ever seen.
Hey,
How did they beat the Giants?
You never know.
How did they beat the Giants?
Everyone's beating the Giants.
Dolphins on a little bit of a roll right now.
They might have a new kicker too. So
stop it.
Just be ready for that one.
Okay, cool. So they score 12 points instead of 9.
That's better than 9, is it not?
Hey, the Dolphins have won 3 of their last 4. Beat the Falcons, beat the Bills, beat the Commanders.
A couple times last night, I'm sure you would have killed for a field goal.
We have the ability to kick field goals.
I'm just saying. You bet you wish a couple times last night you wish you would have had those 3 points.
We have field goal kickers.
Not saying you didn't miss any. I'm just saying you
didn't attempt any.
Exactly. I'm just saying you bet you wish you would have had those 3 points at some stages of the game last night.
You're trying to justify Justin Tucker being on a team right now, and I'm not allowing it. Moving on to the next game.
I'm making a joke.
I'm
I don't
just
care
saying.
either way.
I'm just saying.
The 4-7 Atlanta Falcons taking on the 2-9 New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Jets 2.5-point dogs at home.
What Atlanta team's going to show up?
That's
the biggest question. What Atlanta team's going to show up? I mean, there are times where Bijan Robinson has a great game, and they do really good. And then there's games like where they lose to Carolina or the Dolphins. They were able to beat the Saints last week 24-10. They were on a 5-game losing streak before then. The Jets are awful. God. Michael Penix Jr. isn't playing. He's out for the year, right?
Yep.
Tyrod Taylor's playing for the Jets.
Yep. You know what's worse than
Jets, Jets. I'm taking the Jets.
You know what's worse than
people have to watch that game.
You know what's worse than Atlanta's ability to play against a bad team?
What?
We are 0 for our last 5. I'm the biggest fan. We have had 1 call in.
I know. How's everybody else doing?
I don't pay attention to the other shows.
Not very good though.
Yeah, no.
It's holiday time, man.
No, I get it, but still, we started off like a ball of fire, and it's just falling apart. The 3-8 Arizona Cardinals taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucs are now 6-5 after their big loss last week, favored by 3.5 at home.
I'll take the Bucs. Oh wait, they don't have Baker Mayfield now. I think he's out. If I'm not mistaken.
I
still think they're better than the Cardinals, though. Arizona. I mean, who's playing quarterback in that game? Jacoby Brissett and whoever the Bucs backup is. Who I can't think of off the top of my head.
People are gonna have to watch that.
The
9-2 Los Angeles Rams taking on the 6-6 Carolina Panthers. Rams favored by 10.5, but then again, as we know from a couple weeks ago, all Carolina has to do is win the coin toss, and the game is over.
I guess it is Teddy Bridgewater down there. Go back to the Bucs game for a second. I remember this now. Baker Mayfield has an injury in his shoulder.
Yeah,
that could either be season ending or like he misses a week.
Yeah, I think they said that he doesn't need surgery. Was one of the things I saw.
Here's the latest from Graziano. I think the injury absence for Baker Mayfield would be a significant problem. The Bucs haven't had their entire offensive line or wide receiver group at all and have been without starting running back Bucky Irving longer than expected. Still in first place in a division that doesn't have a particularly strong challenger. Schedule eases up a bit in December, but if Mayfield sits out because of the left shoulder injury, we don't know for sure whether he will. Winning games will be tough in the short term. Bucs expect Irving and receivers Mike Evans and Jalen McMillan to return at some point, which would help, but Mayfield makes that offense go. His late game toughness has been a big part of why they're 6-5 despite the injuries. I'm still taking Tampa in that other game. What was the next game that we got to?
The 9-2 Los Angeles Rams taking on the 6-6 Carolina Panthers. Panthers 10.5-point dogs at home.
I'm taking the Rams. They're the best team in the NFC.
All you need is the coin flip, though, if you're Carolina.
Apparently so.
4-7 Minnesota Vikings taking on the 8-3 Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are 10.5-point favorites at home.
Jeez. That is a big spread. I take the Seahawks. JJ McCarthy hasn't been the answer so far.
Love it. 7-4 Buffalo Bills take on the 6-5 Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers 3.5-point dogs at home.
I thought the Steelers were going to get the Bears last week. The fact that they lost that game, I don't know what games they're going to win from here on out. We talked about the scheduling.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to lose the Bills. They're going to lose the Ravens. Maybe they'll get the Dolphins at home. They're going to lose the Lions.
To be fair, we haven't really been good at predicting teams against their future schedule. Look at what Oklahoma has done this year.
No, they've done a pretty good job.
They've
kind of surprised on that.
Yeah,
we've done a lot better job in the NFL. We just don't keep track of our NFL picks.
Correct.
They're losing to the Bills. Bills are going to have a good win there. Steelers are not going to make the playoffs. We talked about that a couple weeks ago.
The 2-9 Vegas Raiders taking on the 7-4 Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers favored by 9.5 against the Raiders.
Home game for the Raiders in Inglewood.
Yes.
I'm taking the Raiders.
There you go.
Raiders are awful. I'm taking the Raiders. That is a game. We still have the Chargers available for the Survivor pick. There's no way on God's green earth am I picking the Chargers at home against a 2-9 Raider team. No way. That has disaster written all over it. That has our disaster. What a bad idea. That has that game written all over. That game has that saying written all over it.
The
Raiders.
Yes.
Raiders, baby.
Final game of the AFC West. The Washington Commanders are going to be at home. They are 8-3. They're going to be 6-point dogs to this 9-2 team.
Oh, the Denver Broncos.
I'm taking the Broncos.
I agree.
They've proven that they're deserving of their 9-2 record, obviously. And Washington's not good without Jaden Daniels. They are dog bleep. They are so bad.
We are not going to have time to discuss this coming up. So, up next on
Monday Night Football.
the 2-10 New York Giants taking on the 10-2 New England Patriots. Pat's favored by 7.5.
What's Nate think about this game? Does this game scare Patriots fans?
It
Seeing
should.
the NY on the side of the helmet?
It honestly should. The Giants, if you're within 50 points of the Giants in the fourth quarter, you have a chance to win. Number one. Number two, this matchup for years, even before the Super Bowls, this match has brought out the best in both teams. I'm expecting this to be a really good game.
Patriots win, but it's close. Patriots O-line is dismantled right now. Drake May is going to have a great day against the Giants. The Giants have played everybody tough. I mean, they're 2-10, but if you look at this, they're not getting blown out. They're playing everybody tight. They lost the Lions by a touchdown, the Packers by a touchdown, the Bears by 4, Niners by 10. I mean, the Eagles kicked your ass, but other than that, they've lost to the Broncos by 1. They even beat the Eagles.
The Giants.
If the
Giants haven't gianted, they could very easily be 7-4 right now.
I agree. And then injuries not go their way. They got no offensive coordinator now. Or defensive coordinator, whatever it is. Defensive coordinator.
Biggest news out of Giant Land, though, is that Cam Scadaboo said his mother is of Mexican descent. So Cam Scadaboo is Mexican.
What does that have to do with anything? That's the fun fact of the day.
Yeah, exactly. That's your fun fact of the day, presented by me.
Giants cover on Monday Night Football. God, what a Monday night. I'm surprised that game didn't get flexed. I think tomorrow is the best games of the week in the National Football League. Are they not?
I mean, from top to bottom.
Chiefs, Cowboys, Packers, I mean, even Bengals and Ravens could be interesting. It's a divisional game. And then your next best game is Bears, Eagles. What's the game on Sunday that's the best? Bills, Steelers?
Yeah, I mean, you can go with that.
Watching the Chargers implode to the Raiders? That's going to be funny.
That'll be pretty good.
Geno Smith lighting up the lightning bolt. At SoFi. Be hilarious. That's the best game. All the best games are on. The games get progressively worse as the weekend goes about. I would just, if you flip the Bears and Eagles game to Thursday, and that was the night game instead of Bengals and Ravens, you could probably make that argument all the way through.
It'd be a hell of a Thanksgiving day.
Niners Browns is nah. Jaguars Titans is nah. Texans Colts is okay. Saints Dolphins trash. Falcons Jets garbage. Cardinals Bucks no. Rams, Panthers, Vikings, Seahawks, thumbs down. Bills, Steelers, okay, not bad.
I think Bills.
Raiders, Chargers is blah. Broncos, Commanders is blah. And the Giants and the Patriots are blah.
I think Bills, Steelers for name recognition as far as national is concerned. Yeah, I think that's probably your best game.
You know what? You know what that means? It means all these games are going to come down to the wire on Sunday.
Of course.
That's why we love the NFL. We also love eating Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, you love the NFL.
We love the NFL. It's scientifically proven. When we come back, we'll talk about a lot of different things. We're going to talk about some Thanksgiving stuff that we're going to get to when we come back at the 30 spot, the last bottom of the hour. Luca De La Torre will join us from San Diego FC, and we'll give you a preview of what's going on this weekend in high school football with the final part of the championships as we continue. Braden Surprenant Show, San Diego Sports Station 97 The Fan. This holiday season, too many San Diegans will go hungry. Join 97 through the Fan and support the San Diego Food Bank. Donate food directly online through our Odyssey San Diego Food Fund, where every donation helps feed local families. Go to 97throughthefansd.com/food fund and give today as you get ready to dive into your Thanksgiving weekend. Looking forward to a fun time. We are hosting this year. My family is, so a lot of extra work, Frank, to do. We have smoking two birds.
There you go.
I got mac and cheese. I'm in charge of the mac and cheese. I've made it the last couple of years. I might prep that tonight and then throw it in the oven tomorrow morning.
That would be incredibly smart.
We did that last time, and it was great. Try to get as much of that stuff done as possible, so like you just throw it in the oven at certain times, because you got all these things you got to do. Now, the benefit of smoking the turkeys on the Traeger or your smoker is now you have open oven space for a lot of the other things. What is your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Honestly, for me, it's just the turkey.
All right, so you're a mains guy. You're not a sides guy.
No.
Not a sides guy.
No, I'm not a sides guy.
I like the sides. I like it all. I mean, I like it all. We do turkey and ham and
white meat with skin. I'm good.
So we're gonna have all of that. It's gonna be good stuff. I like the cranberry sauce out of a can. You don't heat it up though. It's like almost like jelly.
Good.
That stuff's good. That stuff's good.
I'll dig into some ham as well too. I mean, that's
rolls. Gotta have rolls.
Yeah.
All right, let's put it this way. Got yourself a plate. You can just make them appear. Your perfect Thanksgiving plate. When you go down the buffet line, what are we doing here?
Juicy white meat turkey.
Okay.
With skin on. Probably a good slice of ham. Like it doesn't need to be
slice of ham.
Like it doesn't need to be honey ham. It just a ham is fine.
Stuffing is probably the next thing on the thing.
Stuffing would be there.
Okay.
A little bit of mashed potatoes, a little bit of mac and cheese, and
put gravy on the mashed potatoes?
No, not
a big gravy guy. Well, have you ever made gravy before? That's gross. You got to use like all the stuff that comes in the neck and the heart and the kidney and all that.
And
I made that last year. I was gross. You got to have the rolls too. I like the cranberry sauce. Mixing that in. What about sweet potatoes? Yes or no?
No.
Not a sweet potato guy.
No.
Tastes too much like pumpkin pie. If your biggest thing on sweet potatoes is, well, I put brown sugar on it and therefore it's great. Well, you know what? Yeah, of course
seasoning.
It is. Yeah, or
we have our guest calling in now, so I mean we could take it now if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
That's fine.
Well, let me just make sure.
All right, so we're going to be joined now by San Diego FC midfielder and a San Diego resident in Luca De La Torre as we get ready for a big game against Vancouver coming up on Saturday. So we got that big game coming up on Saturday. Again, we're not going to be on for the next 2 days, so now's when we're going to get the preview. So joining us now on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline is a San Diego FC midfielder, San Diego resident, born and raised here in San Diego. His name is Luca De La Torre. He joins us on the Braden Surprenant show. Luca, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you coming on. Obviously, with the holiday that we were just talking about, what we're eating at Thanksgiving. Big Thanksgiving guy. You're gonna have a nice little meal on Thursday. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm gonna be going to the house of friends of my parents, and it's the first one I've actually had in America in about 12 years, so big day.
Gonna be a big day. I'm sure it's great playing in your hometown. You grew up here. You played for the Nomads, Surf, Carmel Valley Sharks. Now you're playing in a sold-out Snapdragon Stadium with a trip to the MLS Cup on the line. What has this moment been like for you personally as a local kid living in the cities, living in the city and being part of the MLS's first playoff run here?
Yeah, huge. This city deserved a team for such a long time and never got it. So now that it's finally here and that I'm a part of it and we're a good team that plays good football and we win, it means everything. It's everything I dreamed of.
You played in La Liga before, of course, played for the U.S. men's national team. How has the style and tactical approach under Mikey Varas challenged or helped you evolve your game in this first year of San Diego FC?
Yeah, I've definitely learned a lot. The coaching staff here is excellent. They have a really clear idea about what they want the team to do, and they're always looking for new ways to teach players, to show things. I have nothing but good things to say about the way the club has been run and set up, and the coaching staff here.
Let's talk about the last game you guys played in, obviously against Minnesota. They sat deep all night, made it tough to create chances. When you came on, what were the instructions, and how did you see your role in helping this team break down those compact defensive setups like we might see again against Vancouver?
Yeah, when I came on, we were 1-0 up, so it was more about managing the game. They were just launching the ball long, so in my position, it was all about fighting for second balls. Vancouver would be probably a little bit of a different game. I imagine they have a different style of play. But yeah, for us, it's about being ready for that, and more importantly, like putting the game into the territory that we want to play it in.
Played in a lot of World Cup qualifiers, Copa America prep, and earned, caps with the national team. How does that experience in high pressure environments translate to moments like the conference final that you're about to play in front of 32,000 San Diegans?
Yeah, really good. It's interesting, because those World Cup qualifying games are super intense. Or like if you're playing in Europe and your team's in danger of getting relegated, it's a totally different feeling now. Like playing for a trophy, it's a lot more kind of positive pressure, and games that I'm really looking forward to. So if anything, it's a bit easier.
We're talking about Luca De La Torre, who is the midfielder for San Diego FC, joining us on the Braden Surprenant Show, getting ready for the big game coming up on Saturday against Vancouver for a trip to the MLS Cup final. A lot of players after Monday night said it was one of the loudest matches in the stadium's history. From your perspective, how much impact does that energy have on the pitch for you guys, especially in a tight match like a 1-0 win over Minnesota?
Yeah, it's incredible, especially in these one-off games. To have 35,000 people in there and screaming and being so loud gives us like energy in those moments that we need it. And it just, it helps so much. It's so much easier to win games of football at home with a crowd like that than it is to win them away.
Game against Vancouver on Saturday, as mentioned before. San Diego FC, obviously, it's only the second expansion team to ever reach the conference final its first year. How are you and the team balancing that excitement of this run with also the focus needed for Saturday's matchup against Vancouver? And what are some of the challenges that Vancouver brings as an opponent?
I think for us, it's really simple. We're just focusing on the things that we can control. We all, at this point in the season, we've been training together for 11 months. We all know the way we want to play. We understand each other and the things we want to do on the field. And it's about maybe having just a few details to focus on to adjust to the way that Vancouver is going to set up, and then just going for the game and trying to win the game the way that we know how.
We've asked this to a lot of San Diegans that we have had on the show that have, Major League Baseball players, other soccer players, other, professional athletes, coaches that have grown up in San Diego. Their favorite thing to eat when they come back home, when they've been away from home for a long time. It's kind of been a torn between two certain spots. But let me ask you, Luca, when you came back to San Diego, anytime you came back to visit or you come back home after a long trip on the road with San Diego FC, what's the first thing food-wise that you have to get that you can't get anywhere else?
California burrito, 100%.
California burrito is the answer for most of the
the
athletes all the time. It's either that or In-N-Out, Luca. So I feel like you could get In-N-Out a lot more places, but you can't get that California burrito out here.
Nah, I would recommend a place called Porky Lands in Carmel Valley, or I like Taco Stand also in La Jolla a lot.
That's great. That's a good two solid places that I've been to. Luca, we appreciate the time. Enjoy the time with the family the next couple of days and look forward to watching you play on Saturday here at Snapdragon Stadium.
Okay, thanks so much.
Luca De La Torre joining us on the Braden Surprenant Show as we continue here. Getting ready for the Thanksgiving holiday. San Diego FC will be in action against Vancouver on Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. A win, and they advance to the MLS Cup final. When we come back, we'll talk about what's going on in the rest of the weekend for high school football as well as college football, the NFL. We got a lot more to get to, and a little bit of a preview between the Aztecs and Baylor tonight in college basketball to finish up the show. Final segment of the week, for us at least. And coming up next will be Best of Ben and Woods from this morning. It'll be this morning's show.
The best of, meaning the entirety of.
The entirety of. We're the only people in the building right now, I think.
That's a good feeling.
We're the only people here.
That's a wonderful feeling.
I tell you what, well, at least, it's you and I. Before, I had been in this building many of times where it's just myself.
So have I. Doing Padre games.
Yeah. I mean, during COVID, it was every day. It would be like me, and then it was like, oh, look, Scrappy showed up. Oh, Thanksgiving pack? What is this? The overlays? They have Thanksgiving overlays from generic from StreamYard?
Cool. So this is what we're going to do for the last. Oh, yeah. We're just messing with.
Turkey wagon. Look at that. A turkey badge. Autumn corner. Why didn't you add these before? This is fantastic.
Because I didn't know they were on here before.
Come on, man. Look around a little bit.
Look around a little bit. No. Now you want it, so now we're keeping it for the last two. Let's keep it for the last 15 minutes. You wanted it, you got it.
It's Hour 97 of the Fans, brought to you by Toyota of Poway, but it's San Diego's number one Toyota dealer by USA Today. It's the season to save at Toyota of Poway. The Black Friday sales event is on with brand new Toyotas in stock and ready to roll. Hurry to Toyota of Poway or ToyotaPoway.com and drive home happy this holiday. We got some high school football games this weekend. Hoover and Morse will start up on Friday at 3 o'clock. 7-6 Hoover Cardinals taking on 8-4 Morse Tigers. Should be a fun game again. And I think it was that Division 4. It's either Division 4 or Division 5, if I remember correctly. It is the Division 5 game. So it's Division 5, Hoover and Morse battling it out at Southwestern College. That'll be the first game of this weekend. Santa Fe Christian Steel Canyon will be a good one. They are the night game on Friday at 7 o'clock. And then on Saturday, Valley Center will take on Eastlake at noon. Central will take on Christian at 3:30, and Granite Hills will play Lincoln at 7:30. And that's a look at this weekend's games in high school football. Party at the Odyssey Studio. True. Hey, everybody else is gone.
Let's just say, if by party you mean two goobers doing a show for 15 more minutes, yeah. Oh, we're rolling.
Couple of goobers. I did not tell.
Oh, you didn't give him the golden goofer?
Well, Minnesota's coach was there. Like one of the recruit. I didn't want to say it in front of him. That was kind of
well, no,
weird.
You pull him to the side.
I was going to wait.
Yeah, have fun being a golden goofer.
Want to be a golden goofer? He's going there this weekend, so it'd be cool to see that. But anyway, yeah, $20 parking on Friday and Saturday there via the $3 that it was yesterday.
Would you rather be a golden goofer or a Purdoof? Still
definitely a golden goofer.
You're still in the Big Ten.
Definitely a golden goofer. You ever been to West Lafayette, Indiana?
I've been through it.
Yeah, that's not great either. Where's that guy? Where's that Notre Dame guy that was all upset about me making fun of the state of Indiana? That is a boring state, dude. That is such a boring state. The whole part of that argument, by the way, was like they have nothing to do in those towns except for go to the football games. And he's like, "What are you talking about? It's packed on Notre Dame Saturdays." You're proving my point, dog.
Proving my point doesn't make it less true.
Yeah, unless you guys are playing on a Tuesday night, ain't nothing going on in Indiana except for cow tipping, maybe. Anybody done that before? That seems like a lot of effort, and it's poor cow. Now tractor tipping. Lots of farmers markets out there in Indiana. Nate's on it. All right. The Thanksgiving conversation got cut short because of the
expected phone call.
Phone call we were just kind of late on. All right. So you said white meat turkey with the skin.
Juicy white meat turkey with the skin. Yes. Juicy is the most important part.
You said out on gravy, out on sweet potatoes. I was talking about the sweet potatoes before. So the sweet potatoes, if you put cinnamon and brown sugar on there, you're basically just eating pumpkin pie. Just wait for dessert. Yeah. I don't need sweet potatoes on my plate. Is it there? Will I add it? Yeah. Do I try everything on the buffet style Thanksgiving meal? Yeah, of course. But you know what? I don't need it. What about rutabagas?
Root them out of my kitchen.
I don't even know what those are. They look like sweet potatoes, but that for some reason has been a staple at the Surprenant household. I didn't even know what those are, rutabagas. I don't even know how to spell it.
They're root vegetables.
I know. Rutabaga.
Kind of says it
Rutabaga
in the
recipe.
name.
They're like a potato looking thing, aren't they?
Something.
So they do like a mashed rutabaga recipe. I don't know what else this is too.
We're with it, guys. Don't worry.
Ruta what? Rutabaga. Here's something that I will not eat on Thanksgiving. Any type of gelatin with a marshmallow top? No, thank you. And the sweet potatoes, it could be the rutabaga recipe that we use. Whatever it has with the marshmallow layer on top, no. Do not put that on my plate. Absolutely disgusting. No, thank you. I talked about the my plate would be a little lightly, little dark meat, little ham. Gotta have a dinner roll. Gotta have mashed potatoes. I do a little bit of gravy just for the taste. Cranberry sauce, mac and cheese. Gotta add a little stuffing too. That's the gigantic plate. But now you gotta go little, all over the place. Now, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and the actual thing was. Who was it? Rod said it. The tutia. Or tutke is what my family calls it. The meat pie. That's a Wednesday night thing for us. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving, it was tutia and cherry cake. The cherry cake is phenomenal. That is a staple to the Surprenant household.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle Richard. We used to call him a different name. Uncle Richard is what we're going to go with. Use your imagination.
You don't need to think too hard.
He was my dad's. He's my dad's grandfather, or my dad's brother. So my dad's uncle. So my great uncle, I guess. He used to make the. What up, Unc? He used to make cherry cake, which was delicious, and we'd have cherry cake and the tutia. But the Rod, yeah, there it is. The meat pie thing with cloves and like Bailey, it's just so disgusting. I refuse to eat it. My uncle used to say, "There's not enough ketchup in the world to have tutia." So then I'd have to have pasta on the side. The Italians started to. The Italian side of the family would make a thing of pasta for the kids. But every Wednesday before Thanksgiving, we'd all go over to my. I don't know why they used to do this. But we would go to my grandmother's house on Thanksgiving, and we would go to her house on the night before Thanksgiving to have tutier and then play Aggravation. Have you ever played the game Aggravation?
No, I just live it with my family.
Some of these comments in the chat. Turkey sandwich needs Miracle Whip. Gross.
Oh, God.
No gravy. I said I'd have gravy, man. Give me a break. The meat pie is disgusting. So bad. Awful. Yum. No, it's not. It's terrible. It comes with like pickled beets and stuff like that. Disgusting. You've ever played? Have you even heard about the game Aggravation?
No.
Have you ever played the game Sorry?
Yes.
I mean, not Sorry. Trouble.
Yeah.
Game Trouble.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So it's the
why
same thing
not
as
just
it's an older game. It was before Trouble came about. For the little thing in the middle, you pop and then whatever. It's a fun game. There's 6 players and you got to get your 4 pieces around the board and in the
your
safe
slot. Yeah.
Yeah. Into home. And the Surprenants play it for money. So
oh God.
And some of the cousins like throwing down some big time dollars.
Hold on.
Speaking of
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, played at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
I've won it a couple of times. Sometimes the cousins want to play for like $50 a round. I'm like, are you out of your mind? $1 is fine. But the aggravation, it was an aggravated game. It was fun. It's a fun little deal. High rolling.
No, go ask it.
That's true. That would be a serious game of aggravation. Anyway, we only got a minute left, and Martin and Santee is called in. Let's get to Martin to finish up the week on 97.3 The Fan before everybody goes to the holiday. What's going on, Martin?
Gentlemen, just wanted to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving and Braden specifically, congratulations on the victory last night and continued efforts going towards a state title. And guys, just truly being thankful for your show. The diversity, again, keeping San Diego State in the limelight like you have, multiple sports, women's basketball, football, you name it, but such a great addition to sports in San Diego. Soccer, Drake, I mean, you guys are great. And Frank, pleasure meeting you. Look forward to, again, meeting you, Braden, at some point. But just wanted to tell you how thankful I am for the diversity, the effort that you bring, and the passion that you show with your show. So congratulations on a wonderful year so far and continued success in the future. So happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Thank you very much, Martin.
Thanks,
for Frank
Uncle
Marchese,
Martin.
I'm Braden Surprenant. All of us at 97 Through the Fan wishing all of you guys out there a safe and fun Thanksgiving holiday. We'll be back on Monday. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the turkey.
We've got football.